first down. Busy through the air in the first half, and he gets things going here with a touchdown. Plenty of room for Albert. A beautiful cut into the end zone. Fernandez around the corner. Beautiful cut, first down, and more from Reyes. Right side, find the edge, find the sideline. And here's that second gear. Hand off near side, Sanchez, foot race. And he's going to go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. This time he's got a first down and more. In Pinkerton territory down the far sideline. Snap taking, pitch left side. Roth trying to navigate, breaks a tackle. Clemens back to the air. Deep down the near sideline, he's got a man. Harris Lopez, any fine room to the pylon? Yes, sir. Slant pass, touchdown, Souhegan. Far sideline, Londonderry's going to score a touchdown. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Nashua. Nick and Estes, Steve Beals with you live from Stello Stadium as we get ready for this 2020 NHIAA Division I semifinal between the Nashua North Titans and the Salem Blue Devils. A trip to championship Saturday on the line. These players still putting the finishing touches on the opening warm-ups and getting set for the coin flip and the national anthem, which is moments away. Hello, everyone. Welcome again inside Stello Stadium. Nick and Estes with Steve Beals. It's the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. And boy, oh boy, two of the best teams in the state set to square off here. They have not played yet this season, but have had an eye on one another, really. Steve, throughout this whole process, they piled up wins. Nashua North went unbeaten through their truncated three-game regular season. And the only blemish on the Salem side came way back in week number 2 against Londonderry. They avenged that loss last week with a playoff win over the Lancers in the quarterfinals. So we begin with North and their star, senior quarterback Curtis Harris Lopez, who, Steve, today is really going to have his hands full on both offense and defense.
Yeah, he has two running backs they're going to have to monitor on the north side today, Aiden McDonald as well as Fernandez. He is tremendous. We even have him in our highlights along with Harris because they're just that good, Nick, and they belong there. These guys do it all. When you can have two speedsters like that on offense, Steve Abraham's done a great job working with his offensive staff, making both of these guys dangerous by forcing the defense to honor both sides of the football field, and that's going to be key today. I think there's a lot of pressure that's going to go on Curtis Harris today. We'll talk about that in a sec. But the other thing is Jacob Brady, Nick, just an incredible athlete. We saw him over in Merrimack, just a one-man machine that has a nose for the ball that rivals the best linebackers in the league, and he's going to be another key element for Salem, no doubt.
Yep, Salem, led by Brady, really in a lot of ways. Steve, he's the senior. He's one of the captains. He's the middle linebacker. He piles up tackles on defense. He carries the football on offense. He's the kicker on special teams. I mean,
he's an intimidator as well, Nick. Everybody in the offense knows he's out in the field.
And he's an emotional leader as well. And then the pair of juniors, the dual threat for Salem, as you mentioned, Aiden Fernandez and Dante Fernandez, both should be back next year as seniors, but they're as explosive this year as juniors as anyone in the state.
Yeah, I think you meant Aiden McDonald. This guy is special. We saw him, Nick, you called it when he came around the sidelines. These guys are just both so fast, and when you can misdirect, Curtis Harris can only cover one side of the field, and I think that's the thing we were talking about pregame, Nick, that I think you were talking about. Salem's going to be a really good test here for North Titans because of that reason. They have speed that can run both directions, also got some good receivers. This is going to be interesting. As far as the receiving end, if the wind really kicks up, Cody Clemens going to have in both quarterbacks, you got to watch that wind because when you get a cold wind, the ball's hard. It just slips out of the hands easy, and you get some sailing passes, and then that elements into the turnover. I think both teams are going to try to establish the run early, would be my guess.
Yeah, again, you mentioned the weather. The wind is something to keep an eye on. Right now it's been kind of off and on. Temperatures below 50 degrees, about 48 right now.
It doesn't feel like 48. It's
just kind of raw 48. The turf here at Stello Stadium, a little damp from yesterday's rain pattern that came through the Nashua area. Some of the puddles still on the aluminum bleachers as well. That has not deterred the Nashua North fans from arriving. They are beginning to filter in. We also have the color guard performance. The dance team is here. So as festive as we can get under these COVID-19 restrictions, but still a big-time feel to this semifinal between two, again, of the state's better teams, regardless of division.
No doubt. On the Titan side, Nick, we were talking before the game about the three players that make it go there. Clearly, Curtis Harris Lopez is a key part of that situation. Espinal is a phenomenal runner, very similar style. The only thing is about him is he's kind of runs out of the slot, so he's very dangerous because you get him going full speed on the handoff, and that just makes Harris that much more effective because when he reads that and then he goes the other way, he's got half of the field that's got to honor Espinal, and that's a key part. So those two athletes on the offensive side are going to be critical. On the defensive side, they're extremely important. We talked about Curtis is going to have to really play lockdown against the run, against the two Salem running backs. The other guy, we've talked about him all year, is Max Ackerson, number 61. This guy's a special ball player. I look for him to try to gain dominance on that Salem line. We'll see if he can do it. I think the guys going against the six players that we just described, whoever's playing against them, has got to have one heck of a game. And I think when you look back at film, the players that are able to go up against them and control them to some degree could be the difference in this game.
Line of scrimmage, always important, especially in big games, and especially with these two programs.
Very important.
Really put a lot of stock in both the offensive and defensive line. Our broadcast today, broadcasted in conjunction with the NFHS and our friends at the NHIAA. Of course, it's all brought to you by Beals Insurance, now with locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999.
You never forget, Nick.
Or visit BealsInsurance.com. Well, you can hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit, and as you mentioned, that may be something to keep an eye on. It's
Definitely
been kind of off and on in gusts so far, but so far, so good. At least we avoided the rain, which is scheduled for tomorrow and that we saw yesterday as well.
One other thing I'll throw to this game is the weather is conducive to keeping your best players on the field because it's not going to wear them out. It's not bitter cold for them. This is going to be perfect weather for them to be able to get as many reps as possible because they're not going to overheat and they're not going to freeze. And that's going to be very important because we're going to see a lot of action both ways by the top players. They'll only be the top producing players are going to stay on the field because a rest isn't quite needed as much.
All right, here is the Color Guard's presentation of the national anthem. We'll step aside for a moment. All right. Set now for the opening coin toss. Nashua North on the near sidelines as, I guess, technically the higher seed, although this year's postseason tournament a little different than those that we've seen in the past. But North determined the home team here for this semifinal. They're in their home blues with the white pants, white helmet, and white lettering. And on the far side there you see Salem in their road whites, white jerseys and pants and helmets with the blue lettering as well. Two captains on the Salem side, the aforementioned senior Jacob Brady, number 4 in white, looked upon in a lot of ways as the emotional leader. And Noah Poulin, Steve, we've said his name in the past.
Yes, we have.
But I've not said it yet today. I'm sure we'll say it many times today. He's the big defensive end, number 52 in white. On the north side, big receiver, Lucas Cunningham, senior, listed at about 6'3". Another big two-way player, Steve. Spencer Whiting, one of the tackling leaders, the linebacker on defense. Also a big side of that left side of the O-line as well with his line mate, Mac Ackerson. And there is Curtis Harris Lopez, the all-world quarterback / safety, a man who received 6 Division I offers in the offseason. So there are your captains at midfield.
Yeah, this you started naming off. We go deeper and deeper into these lineups, and you can certainly understand why both teams are here today, Nick. You could argue the same with Winnicott and certainly Goffstown, but especially today, this has been an anticipated game for a long time. I don't think Salem's anything close to what I think they're much better than they were the first game. I think that Coach Abraham's really brought this team along, and I'll tell you, on the other side of the ball, Coach Dante is absolutely got it's extremely hard to be favored all season and play at the high level. And we've had an opportunity to see them 3 times, Nick, and they keep on playing at that level. And a couple times there in the Londonderry game that we saw, Londonderry tried to steal it away, and they wouldn't be denied. And Londonderry is a very solid team. That Salem game, boy, that went right down to the wire. Salem beat a very, very good Londonderry team. So, but you can just understand why these two teams are here. These matchups that we've been talking about are going to be very interesting to watch.
A lot of success for both of these programs over the years. You mentioned Coach Lorendi. Been on the job for most of the decade at this point. He's still widely considered, though, one of the younger head coaches. And, of course, first-year head man Steve Abraham took over for Rob Pike on the Salem sideline, trying to get the Blue Devils back to the championship game for the first time in a long time. So here we go. North, they won the toss. They decided to kick and will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. So the Titans trusting in their defense. Going to kick it away here to begin the game right to left. It's Cunningham. Puts this one on the ground at the 20. Scooped up by the return man who's going to make his way up the near sideline. That's Ryan Allard, one of the wide receiver threats for Salem. He stopped at about the 29-yard line. Kobe Marshall, the senior, on the tackle for North. And now we get our first look at Colby Clements, a kid last year, Steve, we saw get injured early in his junior year. He comes back after rehabbing, and here he is now as a senior trying to guide his team to a road victory today and get Salem into the championship. He's under center on 1st and 10. The hand is to Aiden McDonald. He finds a hole. He breaks a tackle, and he spins forward across the 40 for a first down, a pickup of 12, stopped by Jaden Espinal. And just like that, Steve, Salem, they open up the hole they want, and that may be a preview of what's to come here offensively for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, right guard Tanner Morgano did a great job closing in, opportunity to get McDonald through the hole. The thing that I like already about Salem is McDonald was through the hole like a rocket, and that's going to be important today.
McDonald now the wing back off to the left. Fernandez and Brady are the backs. Clements takes the snap on 1st and 10 from his own 41. The give is up the middle, and it's not going to go for much. There's Spencer Whiting on the stop. Fernandez's first carry doesn't go for much. They spot him at the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Spencer and Max and 51, Travis Holbrook. I mean, these guys are a great group. They work very well together. They very rarely miss their assignments. I watch that very closely, those trenches. You know, Nick, their assignments are always executed well.
First minute in the books here. No score. 2nd down and 9 in the opening drive here for Salem from their own 41-yard line. Clements Back to McDonald. He'll go right side over right guard. Tripped up by Whiting in the hole. He does lean forward over to the 45 to the 46. Harris coming in from the secondary to clean him up. Third down and medium here, Steve. 3rd and 6 now for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Jackson Daly, the right tackle, struggling a little bit getting up. We'll have to watch him. Looked like he hurt his knee a little bit, but they're going to need these guys healthy throughout the whole game. Clearly, 2 out of the last 3 plays, Nick, going to away from Max Ackerman, which is no surprise. McDonald's had a little success here getting some yardage.
Ackerman, the tackle on the far side, the defensive tackle over the left guard. They fake to Brady. They try to go outside to Fernandez. He's got a first down and more. Into North Territory, spun out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Technically tackled inbounds, but not after a big pickup. He gets 18 on that carry and a big Salem first down.
Well, I mean, Coach Abraham and his offensive staff have done a great job calling plays, Nick. I really like that because they went right on the fake at Ackerman. Everybody closed in. Defensive end bit down on right next to Ackerman, and that just opens up running room for Fernandez. Real terrific tackle by Espinal there.
First down and 10 from the Titan 46. And it's a dive up the middle. Brady is finally tackled inside the 35. Stopped there by Green, Anthony Green, the senior. And a good 8-yard chunk there to set up second down and short. Salem starting to look pretty good there up front, Steve, as they're winning the battle early.
Yeah, guards are doing a terrific job. When they're overweight, they're down blocking extremely well. They just brought in, looks like they just brought in some relief on.
Hand off to Brady. It's not a clean one. Holbrook able to slip the block and make the tackle in the hole. Good stop there up front for Nashua North.
Yeah, nice response by Coach Lorende. Brought Max Ackerman over the other side where they were running successful.
Right.
Changed the tackle position. They'll be doing that systematically through the game in order to plug it up, and it looks like he did just that.
Yeah, Ackerman now, good observation. He's on the near side and facing a 3rd down and 2. 3 minutes in. Salem trying to convert their second 3rd down conversion attempt. It's Fernandez as the tail. Will they go to him? Yes. Left side. He's got room. He's met at the second level. But he leans forward, I believe, for a first down. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's just so good. He's so strong, Nick. You look at a guy his size and you say, this guy's been in the weight room. He's one of those guys that comes in the gym, goes in the weight room and pumps the 750 mark on the leg lift 5 times and he walks out the door and you say, how the heck did that happen? But that's what converts. I'm telling you, that's what converts to those type of runs. This guy runs fast, agile, and heavy, and that's an awful good threesome for a running back.
A la Steve Beals in 1980, right?
Oh, that's
hitting the 250.
81, Nick. Don't take any years away from me.
1st and 10. Up the middle again. Brady, big yardage. Wrestled down by Espinal, but not before another Salem first down. Tackled just shy of the 10-yard line. So this may be 1st and goal depending on the spot. No, they look like they're going to put it at the 11. So 1st and 10 from the 11 is Salem looking to strike first here on an impressive opening drive that's nearly now 4 minutes long.
We got to watch the play calling if he's changing the call of the line. I think Clement may have done that because what happened is the tackles, Ackerman and the other tackle on the other side, I can't read his number from here, but they're playing wide techniques. I think he called that mid-play and ran the play up the middle and changed it. We'll see how this progresses.
1st down and 10. Left side handoff. First carry here for another Salem ball carrier. Won't be much. It's Damian Gigante, a junior. Tackled by Harris, again, who makes the stop from the safety spot. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Liam Novak did a great job. Took on 2 blockers, held the line well. That allowed those linebackers to come in with vision and cut that run down on the left-hand side, Nick. Nice job by him. It's not always just the guy that tackles. It's the guy that is able to take doubles and hold the line, provide good vision for him. He did it right there.
Nearly 5 minutes in first quarter. Salem facing a 2nd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. It's Brady up the middle again. He's met and wrapped at the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. Again, Whiting on the stop, and now a 3rd down and medium on the way here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Brady did a great job. 2 arms on the ball, Nick. Everybody in this, when you got 2 good teams like this, you got to protect the football because turnovers can be the difference in the game when you look back on film day. And when you're one and done, you got to protect the football. Brady's doing a nice job on every run that I've seen him down the field.
All right, what do they do here? They're 2 for 2 so far on 3rd down.
I think you'll see Fernandez left side.
3rd down and 4 from the 5. They go up the kind of the middle, left side. It's Fernandez. He's close to the goal line. He needed to get to the 1 to pick up the first down. And they'll give him the 1 yard line. They spot the ball inside the 1, shy of the goal line. So first and goal now. Fernandez needed 4, and he got about 4.5 there on that carry.
Well, Liam Novak had an outside technique there. It opened up the inside that defensive end a little bit, Nick, and Fernandez saw it, and he cut upfield. He's so good at cutting, reading the blocks, and he did that, and that's a big first down. That changes the dynamic. You got 4 tries now to get it in the end zone.
Trying to strike first midway through this first quarter. They go on a dive again.
He's got it. I think he's got it.
No signal yet, Steve. Hang on. The officials talking it over. That was Brady on the carry.
They're going to say right on the goal line.
But a combined stop by the Titans keeps him short.
Wow.
I don't think there's any room between the nose of the football and the goal line.
There isn't. I'm really surprised. He must have been on his knee.
That's one of the tightest spots I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that just said, no, it didn't break the plane, so we're going to put it right on the corner of it.
Yeah.
And but they got 3 more tries. What they need to do right now, if you're North, is you've got to make sure you make absolutely sure that you get good penetration. There's nothing to lose.
Second down and goal from the 1-inch mark. Quarterback keeper, it's Clements on a second effort. He's in. Touchdown, Salem. The exclamation point comes with 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this first quarter. A 6-minute, 44-second opening drive that goes nearly 71 yards for pay dirt. Salem leads 6-0.
One of the things you look for in these games that come down to this, and you see a team that's never played from behind before, like the Titans, you look for irregularities or abnormalities, and nobody has gone down. Sorry, Nick.
Extra point up and good. It's 7-0. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. So in this situation, have you seen anybody this year of the games that we've seen and what we've seen on film, anybody drive the ball down methodically and consistently against the Titans? We're in for a game.
Right.
If this is the way it's going to be. The Titans have to respond back, but I haven't seen anybody go downfield against them, starters against starters this year so far, in that fashion.
Again, the broadcast today in conjunction with the NFHS and, of course, our friends at the NHIAA, which reminds you that ethics, integrity, work ethic, and respect are all important values on the playing field. All these values are translated into one word: sportsmanship. The NHIAA believes sportsmanship is one of the strongest educational lessons and lifetime values taught by interscholastic sports. Winning is for a day. Sportsmanship is for a lifetime. And again, a trip to next Saturday's NHIAA Division I championship game is on the line. The other semifinal is underway as well between Goffstown and Winnacunnet. We'll keep an eye on that. And, of course, we'll recap it all on Monday on our weekly show, FNL Rewind, presented by Beals Insurance. It can be found on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media, every Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern. The archives are all up there as well. Subscribe to us, please, online on YouTube at FNLNH Media. Of course, that stands for Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. 7-0 Salem, Steve, and we'll see the Titan offense here momentarily for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see what the Titans can put together, Nick. But the offensive line of Salem deserves a lot of credit right there because they were able to move open holes. But when you've got Brady, Fernandez, and McDonald running, you don't have to give them much, and they'll take it.
Impressive opening drive. It went, I believe, 12 plays, 71 yards, all on the ground.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. Excellent play sequencing there by Coach Abraham and staff.
Took nearly 7 minutes off the clock before the Titans have it. All right, here is the sophomore at the 30. Takes it off the bounce. That is, of course, the highly praised sophomore Jack Peters. Coach Lorendi gave him a lot of credit when we spoke to him this past week for his performance in the quarterfinal win over Merrimack. He's becoming a ball hawk on defense, and they're pretty good return man as well. He sets up the Titans at the 33-yard line for their opening drive, trailing here 7-0.
Little sunshine on our shoulders right now, Nick. That feels good in this aerial place that we're watching the game, but great view.
Yeah, we're up at the top of the bleachers here at Stellos. The sun has been in and out. 1st and 10 up the middle. A spinning Jaden Espinal is met by a wall of white in the hole, including Jacob Brady, the man first on the scene. He does gain maybe a yard to set up a 2nd down and 9, but The Blue Devils swarmed to the football that time.
So far, Titans look a little flat right now, Nick. They got to...
Looking for something to jumpstart them.
Yep.
They'll run an east-west play here. Isaac Smith trying to get his footing, trying to find the edge. He won't find either. Fernandez rides him out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage at about the 33-yard line. Looks like a third down, actually a loss. They're going to spot him back at the 31, so a 3rd and 12 on the way for the Titans.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to... The movement defensively to the ball by Salem, as well as offensive firing out on the offense that they had, has just been better so far.
3rd down and 12. They're going to roll out Aris Lopez. He's going to throw for the first time. He's got a completion. It's Smith trying to dive his way upfield. They'll spot him at the 40, maybe the 41, but he's got to get up to the 43 for a Titan first down. So this is going to be short. 4th down and 3 officially now facing the Titans. We move inside of 4 minutes here in the first quarter.
He's going to punt.
And trailing 7-0, Coach Lorendi decides to kick it away here. It is punt time on 4th and 3.
I'm moderately surprised. I think, when you've got a guy like Harris that you can roll out and run the ball, if they come up, he's the receiver, hypothetically, he's going to be open. I'm a little surprised here, but...
The dangerous Dante Fernandez back as the return man. Zach Cunningham's kick, it's a punt. It's way high, and a fair catch is made by Fernandez Ware at the 32-yard line of Salem. So that one's sky high. Fernandez doing a good job keeping his eye on it and securing it for Salem. Their second drive upcoming following that Titans 3 and out. Salem with a 7-0 lead here. 3.5 to go first quarter.
Well, I think Coach Lorendi is pleased with his call. He got some pretty good yardage there with that hang time. No return from Fernandez, and nice cover downfield. So
yeah, we were here last week. We saw Cunningham pull that off a few times. Those stratosphere-type punts. He's got a good leg.
They call him Frostin' the Piggy punts.
There you go. Salem's second drive. No surprise, the first play is a handoff, but this time North appears ready. Green and Holbrook, I believe the first two there to make the stop in the backfield. About a yard in the backfield. 2nd down, 11 coming from their own 31-yard line.
Be very interested to see what adjustments are looking right now. He's looks like he's going to keep Ackerman on the left tackle there. I think they're trying to stop McDonald, and they're going to stretch out because they have Espinal on the other side if Fernandez is sweeping. So I think that's the goal in here.
Inside of 3 minutes opening quarter. Salem a 7-0 lead. They'll go to the air for the first time. The throw is complete to the flat. Good tackle by Cunningham. Stops the man inbounds. It was Brady on the reception, but he only gets up to about the 33. So a 3rd and long now facing Salem. They have yet to not convert a 3rd down today, however. Well, we've seen Salem. They're going to go to the ground more often than not, but they also rotate quarterbacks, Steve. We're going to get, I think, our first look here.
Bates?
Is it Moose? No, I'm sorry. It's Clements still in.
Yep.
Bates looked like he was going in, but it's going to be under center, the same quarterback here in Clements. On 3rd down. Handoff McDonald. Sweeps to the near side. First down. To midfield. Hit at the 50 and spun out at the North 48-yard line. McDonald there showing the speed and picking up 19 for Salem.
It's so difficult geometrically to defend this team, Nick, because they've got such weapons that can go to both sides. And Clement deserves a lot of credit there with Brady. They did one heck of a job faking that up the middle, really pull the linebackers inside. They have to stay home. These are well-designed and then well-executed plays that Salem's doing, and they're doing it to a T. And this is fun to watch if you're a Salem fan, that's for sure.
McDonald, 135 rushing yards, including a 68-yard touchdown run last week in that 21-13 victory over Londonderry in the quarterfinals. Here's Fernandez, Steve. He's stopped shy of the 47-yard line. Not much there on that first down carry. 2nd down and 8 coming inside of now 2 minutes first quarter.
Well, it looks like on that side they've moved the defensive tackle. I think it's 71, if I'm not mistaken. No,
51. That's
51.
Holbrook.
That's Holbrook. So they've moved him right on the inside of technique, further inside. That's going to close the hole for Fernandez to run off guard.
Here's Brady on 2nd and 8, left side, going to gallop through the hole, trying to sniff out the 40. Stopped a little shy there. Espinal and company there to meet him where? At about the 41-yard line. So 3rd down
and it looks like 3 on the way as we approach a minute to go here.
It's a shell game that goes on, Nick. Hey, Steve Abraham and crew's doing a great job. They moved Holbrook inside. What do? They go right where he isn't, inside the tackle with a kick-out block. This offense is doing a great job from upstairs, trying to pick apart the open holes that the Titans have to leave because they're stretching out wide to cover the outside run.
3rd down and 3. North looking for a 3rd down stop for the first time. They go up the middle with Gigante, the fullback. He's inside the 40. He's very close.
He's short, I think.
To a first down, but he is short. It'll be 4th down and inches here.
I have to tell you how big this play is.
Salem will have to snap it. We're down to 30 seconds. So we'll get this play off here before the end of the quarter. Salem has dominated this opening quarter on the road here in Nashua. As well, they had a lengthy opening drive, which led to a touchdown, and now threatening again here inside the Titan 40. They're going to go for it. On 4th down and 1. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Clements under center. He's got Brady, the fullback, directly behind him. Facing 6 along the D-line for North. They give to Brady. He's hitting the backfield, and he's pushed backward for the stop. It's Cunningham and company. They get the stop the Titans needed, and North will take the football over at their own 45-yard line. So, some hope for the home team to end the first quarter. The Titans do so on a positive note. They still trail those 7-0 as the Titan offense gets set to take over in just a moment.
It's not an official turnover, but it kind of is like a turnover, Nick, in the sense that they've got great field position because Coach Abraham made the decision to go for it. I don't blame him a bit for trying to go for it. That's just unbelievable response. Looks like the Titan defense is starting to wake up a little bit. And what a terrific job that Clement did to try to draw them offside. But the discipline on the Titan defensive line was incredible right there because he just pumped the count. Nobody went. And then to get that kind of penetration, wow. They guessed right, though. They knew that they were going to go off right guard, and they had jammed that hole. So, terrific job by the Titans.
Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week is presented by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. Windy afternoon here in Nashua. The sun, though, has been shining the last several minutes. Temperatures right around 50 degrees or so. It's typical mid-November fall afternoon here. And both these teams widely considered 2 of the best in Division I. North went unbeaten during a truncated regular season. Salem, their lone blemish way back in early October. They've been unbeaten since. All right, Curtis Harris-Lopez going to show you what he can do. He's through the hole. He's through the secondary. He's into Salem territory, and he's tackled from behind way down at the Blue Devil 31-yard line. Longest play from scrimmage so far for Nashua North as they pick up their first down of the afternoon.
How about the hustle by Tanner Morgado there, Nick, to get him, number 56 from Salem. That's just great hustle there to get back, and they stumbled Harris a little bit, and he was able to tackle him.
Yeah, Morgado may have saved the touchdown. Yep. In the end, though, 24-yard carry for the quarterback. They'll keep it in his hands. Harris-Lopez going to dance left and then break right. He's inside the 10. He's inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown, Nashua North. Curtis Harris-Lopez from 31 yards out, and he's got the home fans up on the feet right now, a point away from tying this semifinal.
You could almost feel when they stopped him on 4th down, Nick, that the team was starting to wake up. Seemed a little lethargic in the beginning of the game, but now they got it going. Great offensive blocking scheme, excellent adjustments. I liked how they changed their offense to go after it with Curtis Harris. He just waits for his blocks to develop, Nick, and then just kind of stutter steps, and then he can accelerate 0 to 60, almost like a race car.
Exactly. A brand new race car at that. This one is blocked.
Ooh.
So Salem will maintain the lead as that one was blocked volleyball style, I believe, by Jacob Brady.
Wow.
Was it Brady? Somebody got 2 hands on it. Below the wrist, too. 2 forearms on it, really.
Yeah, I thought.
I have to see the replay. I thought it was Brady, but maybe not. Either way, it was definitely blocked by Salem and no good.
I think it was, Nick. I think you're right. I think it was because I thought it was 4, and 7. I think you're right. I think it was Brady because 4 and a 7 can look the same. That's a terrific job by Salem. They're fighting and scrapping for everything in this game, and that's what they're going to have to do to keep current here. But they got a 7-6 lead, Nick. They got to feel pretty good at this point.
Well, that one may loom large in the fourth quarter if this game remains tight, because right now that's the difference in the ball game. The extra point blocked. Salem holds the lead for now at 7-6, just 31 seconds into this second quarter. So just a 2-play drive for for Nashua North.
Mm-hmm.
Both Curtis Harris-Lopez runs of 24 and then the touchdown run from 31 yards out. And that's all they need. We are used to that kind of flash from Curtis Harris-Lopez. He had 4 touchdowns last week in the quarterfinal victory over Merrimack, all in the first half, before the coaching staff gave him quarters 3 and 4 off. Here's McDonald. Speaking of explosive players, he's going to break to the near sideline and finally bow out of bounds at about the Salem 45-yard line. Big return there to set up a 1st and 10 for his team.
He's got a chip on his shoulder and a jet on his feet, Nick. He is really excelling today. He's you can just see the attitude. He's not intimidated the least. He's going to bring it. And I'd keep giving the ball to this guy. He's on fire today. Everything he does, special teams, defense, offense, he's just excelling. And we talked about that pregame, that these big players are going to step up big, and he's doing it.
Salem has already had 4 different players carry the football, including, I believe, Brady here up the middle on 1st and 10. He'll be stood up at the line of scrimmage. Again in the hole, Steve, and we've said his name, the sophomore Jack Peters, able to sniff it out, get in the hole, make the tackle, really starting to become a factor in purple, or in blue, I should say, or navy blue, for the home team, the Nashua Titans.
Yeah, he's done a great job. This Dante and Steve have going to have a good years ahead. They got younger players that look very solid as well.
2nd down and 10. It's McDonald. Going to cut back up the middle of the field. Met in the hole by Harris-Lopez, who got him below the knee. McDonald will lean forward to midfield. And, in fact, they'll spot the football on the Titan side of the 50 at the Nashua North 49-yard line. So a 3rd down and 5, it looks like. 3rd and 4 and a half.
I think you're right.
It looks like on the way here for Salem.
If I was coach, I'd get McDonald off the field. He's starting to get fatigued. He's expending a lot of energy out there, and you don't want him to get behind the 8 ball. You want to give him a rest from time to time.
Salem trying to pick up the 1st down and keep their 3rd drive going. They'll go to McDonald, and he's met at the edge, tackled around the waist by Brissetti, who comes up to make a great solo stop there. Devin Brissetti, the senior, his brother, is also, of course, a member of the team. It's 4th down now.
Here we go
short.
again, right?
4th down and a long 2, it looks like, from inside the North 48-yard line.
Clement's coming on, so it looks like they're going to go for it.
And Salem stopped on 4th and short,
I think, Coach,
to close out the first quarter. Going to try to avoid that here.
Exactly.
North going to stack the box. Snap taken. It's a quick one. They'll keep it with Clements. He'll break a tackle right side, and finally is stopped shy of the 40. The game's first penalty occurs at the end of that run. It may be a face mask against the Titan defense.
Yeah, either a face mask, I agree with you, Nick, or a horse collar. I couldn't tell which, but you could clearly see his head snap back. Probably going to be a face mask. Yep.
So that one will be tacked on to the end of the run. And it will put Salem, I believe, inside the 35. Yep, they'll spot it at the 34. It was an incidental face mask, so just a 5-yard variety there. It's the game's first penalty.
Yep.
And it comes 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, that's just a situation where he was twisting and moving and looked like his arm wrapped around and scraped the face mask, and that was a good call to call it only 5 yards and not a personal.
Salem with the football. They've got a 7-6 lead, a 1st and 10 from the opponent 34. They roll out the quarterback, and it's knocked down. Brissetti able to...
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Get airborne there. The throw came into his stomach, it looked like, Steve. As Clements threw a right-hand rocket right into the gut of the defender. Brissetti, after a moment down, he's coming out back up under his own power. He's going to take the next play off here as he jogs to the home sideline. But a great defensive effort there by Brissetti, who gets a hug from one of his coaches.
Yeah. That was one heck of a awkward position he was put in. I think he was just shaken up, Nick, when he came down the ground. He wasn't able to get his hands extended, and that torso just landed on the ground. I think he got a little wind knocked out of him.
2nd down and 10. McDonald on a far side sweep, looking for the 30, a stiff arm. He'll lean forward inside the 30. They'll spot him at about the 28-yard line. Nashua North's Derek Finley, the sophomore coming out of the secondary, to make the tackle. 3rd down and 4 on the way.
There's a whole bunch of players out in that field today, Nick, on both sides of the ball, contributing and giving a hard, solid effort. But McDonald's playing right now at a different level. He's just possessed out there right now to help his team or whatever he can do. He's a believer, and let's see what happens with Salem as other players may come up.
3rd down and 4. They go to McDonald right side. He's close to a 1st down. He's inside the 25.
He's got it.
Needed to find the 24, and they give it to him.
This kid's playing.
Meanwhile, Steve, another flag. It's in the area of the tackle. And I believe it was thrown a little bit late. I'm not sure, though. The officials will. That's what I kind of was getting at, but we'll see. The officials are still talking.
This could be big.
By the way, a 4-man crew. No, a 5-man crew.
Yes,
four of the 5, excluding the line judge, meeting right around the 24-yard line to talk about this penalty.
Personal foul.
It's a personal foul. It's a face mask again.
That's going to be
against
15.
Nashua North, the 2nd face mask penalty of the drive. This one, though, you pointed it out, is going to be 15 yards and not 5 like the previous face mask call.
Yep. One of the things that you're seeing right now is McDonald, Nick, is just taking it. When he gets the ball, he's just delivering it, and he's forcing, and he's twisting, and he's forcing. And same thing with Clement before. These guys are playing with a real intensity that is bringing it to the Titans like I don't think they've seen yet this year. So be interesting how they respond.
They've leaned on McDonald a lot, especially this drive for Salem. They're inside the red zone. They go up the middle to Brady, trying to seek the 10-yard line. He's stopped in the hole. Looks like Liam Novak is going to get credit for that tackle, one of the defensive ends for Nashua North. They'll spot it at the 10-yard line. They say gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Nearly 4 minutes in, 2nd quarter. Salem trying to add to their 7-6 lead.
Boy, I'll tell you, I feel like I'm out in the frozen tundra, Nick.
The wind has picked up, and it is chilly. Temperatures in the mid-40s. Now the officials blow the whistle, and I believe we have a timeout here. Yep, timeout Salem. It's the first charged timeout either way. Blue Devils want to talk here just over 4 minutes in, 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I think that Coach Abraham knows exactly how important this is to be able to actually finish. One of the things that the Titans have done all year, if you review film, every time they get in your red zone, or they get in the Titans' red zone, we've seen it all year where they just stop, they foil it, and they don't get any score. One of the things of being the away team on a 7-6 game of a team as explosive as the Titans, they've got to be able to get something, even if it's 3, Nick. It's you got to keep putting points on the board.
If you just joined us, Salem took the opening kickoff and then marched down the field, 12 plays, 71 yards, all on the ground, a drive that ate up nearly 7 minutes. So after that, North, they went 3 and out. Salem then, on their 2nd drive, sputtered out on a 4th and short as the Titans came up with a big 4th and 1 stop to end the 1st quarter.
Yep.
And then it did not take long for the Titans to find the end zone, just 2 plays as Curtis Harris Lopez struck from 31 yards out. The extra point, though, was blocked. So that is where we are, 7-6. Salem on their 3rd drive of the afternoon, facing a 2nd down and 9 from the Titan 10-yard line, and now coming out of the timeout, ready to go. All right, it's Clements under center. Double wing back with Fernandez on the far side. It's a double handoff to Fernandez near side. He comes inside the 10 and won't get much. Trying to find the 5. Ackerman and Green on the stop at the 6-yard line. So a 3rd down now in about 5, maybe 4.5 on the way.
Getting inside around the 5-yard line is important, Nick, because it opens up the playbook. They have it. They can run all sorts of plays. They can bubble it outside. They can run a quarterback run. They can run a standard run. But the idea is you get inside the 5, you can throw a short pass if they bring everybody in the box. Let's see.
3rd down and 4 officially from the 5-yard line. It's McDonald, right side, trying to cut up field, won't get it.
That's what they do.
Again, Peters and Harris Lopez there, Whiting in the area. A true gang tackle that'll actually lose half a yard. They'll spot this one just inside the 6-yard line. They can still pick up a first down if they can find room between the 1-yard line and the goal line. So here we go, 4th down and 4. 4th down has played a key role, really.
It has.
In this first half already. And let's see what Salem can come up with here. Just over 5 minutes gone by. We're already nearing, in fact, the midway point of this second quarter. Salem trying to add to their 1-point lead. Clements under center. 4th down and 5 from the 6-yard line. North going to stack the box. They give it to McDonald on a sweep. Avoids a tackler. Makes a play for the goal line.
He's
in. Touchdown.
He's been the difference maker.
Able to stretch that one out over the pylon. Aiden McDonald from the 6-yard line. He made Harris Lopez miss first and then was able to stretch it out and get into the end zone. So Aiden McDonald adds to Salem's lead. It's now 13-6 with the extra point try on the way.
I could see this early, Nick. This guy's just playing with such a force, such an attitude, and doing everything right. I mean, you could see, how did he not, whoop, looks like offsides.
Yep, Bracetti.
He was coming, no doubt about that.
Got fooled there, and the flags fly pretty quickly.
What do you really got to lose? They're gonna, you're just gonna move the ball up halfway to the goal line. Not a big deal. But getting back to McDonald, Nick, we were talking about some, players on Salem going to have to come up big. But it's really the duo of Fernandez and McDonald. The only difference, McDonald is just playing at a level from the attitude and just will not be denied. He's just been amazing to watch.
Yeah, he's been the workhorse so far. It's been kind of a rotation between Brady, Fernandez, and McDonald, but I'd say McDonald has gotten the most work so far in terms of rushing the football. Extra point good from Brady. 14-6 Salem. As we're just outside the midway point here, 6:26 to go until halftime. Salem in clear control. They've dominated the time of possession. In fact, North, Steve, has only run 5 plays on offense to this point.
Yeah, they were very efficient when they went down the field, went in the end zone. But the problem is the defense has just been on the field so much. And Coach Abraham has lengthened these drives out, and that just keeps the defense on the field with the hopes that if you keep Harris Lopez and you keep Espinal and you keep that Titan offense off the field, that they're going to be able to come into the second half. If they can come out with any kind of a lead in the third quarter, mission accomplished to that point. Titans, though, have got to be able to be able to get this off tackle runs. They're just, every time that they sweep outside, it looks like they've released the corner quite a ways back, and they're just bolting off big yardage, and that just gets Salem in a mode where they're playing downhill, and you got to do something to stop it on defense, because right now, if you, like you said, if you go time of possession, Nick, it's been a long time that Salem. I bet you it's 3-1.
I bet you it's more than that.
Probably.
Here's a short kick from Brady. Fielded by Finley, the sophomore. He'll make 2 men miss at the 35 before he's escorted out of bounds just shy of the 40. They'll say the 37, maybe the 38. Either way, good field position to begin the drive for the Titans. They trail at 14-6 in front of their home fans who have showed up here at Stello Stadium. The winner, of course, plays in the Division I championship game. We'll have coverage for that for you as well, as this partnership between Friday Night Lights New Hampshire and the NFHS continues into Championship Saturday next weekend. Of course, the winner of this game between Salem and North will face the winner of Goffstown and Winnicott, and we'll get you that score coming up at halftime. A look at the other division tournaments as well. All right, here is North. First down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. The officials looking into something and appear to be now on the same page and ready to go. Harris Lopez in the pistol. Espinal is the tail. They give to Espinal on 1st and 10, and that dive is blown up. Nowhere to go.
55 and 42
for Salem. Gigante is 42.
Jordan Scott.
55 is Jordan Scott, as you mentioned. Steve listed as a D tackle and a nose tackle. The Salem Athletic Department went out of their way to list that they like to put that man over the nose.
Right now, I think he's playing both.
Yep. It's a 3-man, 3 hands in the sand defensive line for Salem on a 2nd down and 9. Harris Lopez takes a high snap, takes the handoff, and has a lane right side. First down at midfield, into Salem territory at the 40, still on his feet at the 35. He'll lean forward down to the 33-yard line. That is what he can bring to the table.
Stop. Read his blocks, go backwards, cut to the left, and then grab another 5 or 6 yards. He's just amazing. What he has naturally is a gift in itself, but what he does mentally on the field really impresses me. The way he can cut and move, and he understands as a defensive player's closing, Nick. He knows how to release from it.
24 yards on that carry there. He scored from 31 out a moment ago. The ball's at the 33 right now. North trailing 14-6. Harris Lopez on 1st and 10. He's got a pretty good running lane on the far sideline, and now he's out of bounds. Meanwhile, flags littering the field in his wake, though. There's one back at the 25, one back at the 31-yard line. This may be holding.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, I didn't see it, but when you see 2 flags down, it must have been there. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
They came bang, bang, too.
Yeah, they did.
So it looks like North is going to take a hold call here. They are. That's the 3rd team penalty against Nashua North. The first against the offense, though. It's been mistake-free outside of that. In fact, Salem has not been penalized in this first half.
Not yet, no.
And again, this one will cost North. The hold will be 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think that's...
So this will back them up, Steve, to their own 41-yard line.
And it just hurts.
First down and 18.
It hurts so bad when you're getting downfield. You start moving the ball. It just breaks that downhill. It gives the defense an opportunity to kind of play a little bit of underneath football, and makes it easier for them. But they've got to grab it here. The Titans are in a situation they don't want to give the ball back down 14-6. With just enough time to make another long drive down there. This is a critical time of the game.
Just over 5 minutes to go until halftime. North, by the way, will receive the opening kick of the 3rd quarter. Meanwhile, the flag here, they're going to blow it dead. And maybe a false start on the way as the Titans just out of sync right now on offense. Somebody sputtered up front. It'll cost North another 5, and now it looks like officially a 1st and 25 on the way.
I think you're right, Nick.
1st and 25.
It is.
Yep.
Wow.
So, well, do you open up the playbook and see if you can throw one here? He's only thrown 1 pass.
So they're thrown into the wind if they do.
Yep. And wind has been on and off in this first half. Snap taken. They stay on the ground. It's Green. And he stopped right around the line of scrimmage. That's Jacob Brady.
This guy is special.
We mentioned it during the pregame. He's just racks up the tackles at the mid linebacker spot. And he does so there.
Well, the thing about that play there, Nick, is he didn't follow the play. He knew his. Again, we talk about execution. Know your area of responsibility and don't try to improvise. Do your job. Stay home. That's exactly what he did.
Just a 2-yard gain for Green. And a 2nd down and 23 on the way. Inside and out 5 minutes. North trailing 14-6 from the Salem 45. Harris Lopez runs left side. A little bit of steam. Tackled, though, by Fernandez at the 35-yard line. A solid pickup of 10. Set up now, I think, 3rd and manageable, Steve. Looks like 3rd and 13.
And no doubt, in this situation here, with a field position, 2-down territory here, they're going to go 3rd and 4th. Just give it to Harris again, or try to get a down block outside on the to the left side and run Espinol on the slot sweep.
Well, they got 4 receivers here, 3 to the near side right. Green is the lone back. In the gun, Harris Lopez takes the snap on 3rd down and 12. Rolls near side, throws down the near sideline. He has Cunningham inside the 20. Tackle from behind at the 15-yard line. North gets the first down they needed.
Yeah, what they did is they ran.
Caleb Bates on the stop, but not before a big 3rd down conversion for the first down.
Very well disguised passing route there. They run Espinol deep into the end zone, Nick. Draws the cornerback, pulls the safety over double coverage, run Cunningham underneath on an outside pat, and Curtis rolls out. And if they all come up, if they stay back, Curtis runs it for first down. If they come up, which they did, to cover Curtis, boom, Cunningham.
Wide open. Now Brissetti will take it left side. Gets a great block. Trying to spin now inside the 10. He'll be planted at about the 9-yard line. Good tackle by Jack Milos, the senior cornerback, who eventually shed that block to make the stop. Good block by Ed Brissetti there out wide for North.
Yeah, he should have cut inside there, Nick. It was really a push block on the outside. I think if he cut inside immediately, he would have gone in the end zone, but still a nice run to get outside and turn up field initially. They're in a good situation here because you can get a first down on the 5-yard line. It's only second down right now. Titans are in a good spot.
Second down and 4 from just inside the 10-yard line. Coming up on 3 minutes to go, second quarter. North trailing by 8 points, hoping to tie it at the end of this drive. They keep it with Harris Lopez. He cuts inside but doesn't get much. Stopped by Brady and company, shy of the 6-yard line. Gigante in there on the stop as well.
Yeah,
Third down and 4 here officially, so no gain there on that run.
No, it's not that long. It's about 2. I don't think it's 4. You may be right. It looks a little tighter than
Third and 2, you're right.
Yeah,
they just changed it on the scoreboard. Third down and 2 from the 8-yard line. All right, Harris Lopez probably going to call his own number here. He will. Left side, dives forward, and I believe
he's got it.
Has a North first down. Let's see. Yep. So first and goal, Titans.
So Titans in a really good position here, Nick, because Coach Lorendi's got to think about this. He's got 2:38 left. You know, you may want to run a few running plays. If it goes in, fine. But if you get tackled at the 1, let another 30, 40 seconds go off the clock.
Clock ticking now. 2.5 to go. They put Espinal in motion. They keep it, though, with Harris Lopez. He breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown number 2 for the senior.
They'll go for 2.
Curtis Harris Lopez. He's got the Titans within 2. Now at 14-12 with 2:26 to go in this first half.
It's tough for Salem because they've really owned the first half, Nick. They've had the ball, like you were saying, dare say 75% of the time, but yet they got an opportunity to tie it up here with a 2-yard run conversion. So we'll see what happens.
So Curtis Harris Lopez now trying to tie the game. North has trailed the entire afternoon. They go up the middle. Espinal like a rocket ship across the goal line for the 2-point try, and we are even at 14 apiece.
Yeah, that's a good drive there, using Curtis Harris very effectively. When you've got an offensive line like they got, Curtis has the ability to read the geometrics of the field, look at the areas of openings, and he's so quick to get to that open area. Then you got to glance tackle this guy because you're not going to get a straight shot on him at that point. He's just so lethal. He's like no other player in the league, and I think that's why most people think he is the number 1 player in the league.
Salem got the opening kickoff. Took nearly 7 minutes off the clock. Marched 71 yards for a Jacob Brady touchdown, which came from just a yard out. And then early in the second quarter, Curtis Harris Lopez from 31 yards out for Nashua North put the Titans on the board. The extra point try, though, was blocked, and Salem held a 7-6 lead. Then about midway through the second quarter, Aiden McDonald from 6 yards out extended Salem's lead to 14-6. And a moment ago, Curtis Harris Lopez from 6 yards out. Espinal, the 2-point try. And we're dead even at 14 apiece.
And remember, 2 minutes ago, it was 1st and 27. Remember that. And they closed that gap. I think the play of the game so far for the Titans is that release pass to Cunningham that was so well orchestrated. They got that 11.5 yards they needed, Nick. That was big.
That was a big 3rd and 12. All right, Cunningham's kick. Fielded by McDonald at the 15, across the 20, up the middle of the field to the 25, and he stopped shortly after that.
You can feel the Titans.
Meanwhile, a late flag is thrown. Tackle made by Brissetti, by Ed Brissetti, but then again a flag there comes in late.
A lot of cotton being thrown on the field.
It's a personal foul against Salem. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. It's a holding against Salem.
Well,
that's the first penalty.
It does look the same, though, when you go to hands together, Nick. I agree.
It's the first penalty against the Blue Devils this afternoon.
That's right. It is,
Comes with 2:22 to go in the second quarter, and the home fans like that.
Every time a good team starts winning that momentum advantage against the Titans, Nick, because of Curtis Harris and the attitude of the team, you can just see them. They just don't want to be behind, and now they've tied it up 14-14. New ball game, and they've got Salem deep in the hole. So we'll see what Salem can do with 2:22 left.
1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. This is their worst starting field position today, and that outside run is going to go for a loss.
Devin Brissetti.
That's Devin Brissetti. We mentioned Ed Brissetti a moment ago. They're both seniors. That tackle made in the backfield about 4 yards. So a 2nd down and 14, a timeout is now called by the Titans as they want the ball back here, Steve. 2:09 to go. Salem facing now a 2nd down and 14, but boy, oh boy, you mentioned momentum. It's clearly on the home sideline right now.
This is what they do. We saw it against Londonderry. Londonderry just started having their way with the Titans, then all of a sudden things just changed. This team just, to me, they came out flat today. I think Coach Lorendi would agree. His team came out a little flat. And all of a sudden, they made some big plays. They were able to stay within range. And now you look at this team, they just get it back. It looks to me like the Titans are the Titans that we've seen all year. Seen it happen 2 other times, certainly with Londonderry, and there's just something about them. They're not going to let you get away with it for long. And Salem's now going to have to really bear down. And it's all about play sequencing, play calling, and execution on the field, because what they need is to continue those long drives to stop giving opportunities for Curtis Harris and Lopez and crew and that offense to come down and score and take this game away from them. They've got to be able to hold on to this football. This first down's critical.
Yep. No turnovers to this point either as well. So Salem's got to be protective of the football, as you said. They'll go to the air, though. Clement's going to air it out down the far sideline, looking for Bates, and it's incomplete. Overthrew the receiver by just a hair, but Bates was open. Incomplete. 3rd down now in 14. 2:04 to go until the break.
I said this over and over and over again. That's got nothing to do with Cody. That was all Bates. Look, the coach is talking to Bates right now. You can't slow down your route because you think he can't reach you. It's your job to run your route full speed, because that's what the timing goes on in practice. Don't second-guess your quarterback. It's his job to get it to you on the lead. If he had kept running, Nick, he would have been right in the breadbasket, and he may have gone all the way.
Well, will they throw a pass here on 3rd and 14 or keep it on the ground? They'll try to find some room for Fernandez, and he won't find any on the near side edge. Again, Brissetti leading the charge defensively. Timeout Titans. They stop the clock with 1:55 after that no gainer. Brings up 4th down and 14.
Excellent clock management by a very motivated defense right now by Coach Lorende. Had this all set up ahead of time. As soon as you get that loss deep in their own zone, you say, I'm going to get the ball back, and they're going to do that right now. And the wind's right in their face. I mean, Coach understands that they've got the wind in their face in the kick, Salem does, and this is going to be an interesting field position, see where it ends up. But wow, how the game can change in a matter of 2 to 3 minutes here.
Yeah.
Momentum has completely changed, but you could see the beginnings of it when they were on those 4th down stops. They were coming to life gradually. Now they've got the swagger. They're tackling behind. They're making some good adjustments defensively, and they're going after McDonald. So, okay, if we're going to get beat, it's going to have to be Fernandez that's going to beat us, and they've done a pretty good job containing him so far.
4th down and 14. Michael Booten, the senior punter, will handle the football for the first time. He's got his heels on the edge of the goal line. Takes a step to his left, feels the snap, gets off a good one down the near sideline. It'll take a bounce near the 50 and go out of bounds. Where? At the 49-yard line of Salem. So
that's good field position.
North with 49 yards between them and the end zone, and 1:49 to work with here. Also, 1 timeout remaining in their back pocket.
Yeah, I would focus on Curtis Harris, Lopez, and try to force somebody else to do it for the Titans. If I'm the Salem defense, because he's been picking them apart all game. You have to stop that. But the thing about Curtis is he's not a bad thrower. He can throw the ball as well. If they roll him out, he's got 2 options.
He'll face a 3-man front, a 6-man box. He'll hand off to Isaac Smith. And on a sweep, the sophomore is going to find a little room. A first down and then some. Inside the Salem 40, bumped out of bounds at the 38, and a gain of 11.
Yeah, great job getting out of bounds. He could have turned upfield and grabbed another 6 or 7, Nick, and he made the choice to get to the sidelines, and that's just giving them all the time they need, and they still have 1 timeout left, which they're going to want to preserve. So every time they can get down the field and get out of bounds is going to be key.
Smith, a junior, not a sophomore. I misspoke a moment ago. This guy's a senior. It's Harris Lopez. He's also a star. He's in the end zone for the 3rd time, this time from 33 yards out. Able to keep his balance, and now celebrating with his team in the end zone. Titans take the lead for the first time And
Just Division I speed, Nick.
it has been impressive to watch. 20-14 now, North in front.
When Curtis Harris strides, everybody at 2 strides for Curtis Harris is 3.5 to everybody else, and that's why you see him. But how did he break through there? It's just because of that breakaway rocket speed. You got to give Salem. They're giving everything they have, but this guy is just such a football player.
Cunningham trying to add on the extra point. His previous attempt was blocked. This one, though, is off cleanly and up through the middle. 21-14 North. Minute 34 now remaining. So Curtis Harris-Lopez, 3 touchdowns in this first half.
You know, Nick, there's a lot of teams have great players like Curtis Harris-Lopez, and they don't know how to use him. Coach Lorende, if you watch him, I watch him orchestrate that situation. As soon as that loss happened with Salem, remember when they lost yardage, he was all over the clock and knew exactly what he wanted to accomplish. I mean, it was done so efficiently, there's still a minute 34 left.
Right.
But the way he called the timeout, the time he didn't waste a second, and the out of bounds down there to get him down within range, I mean, that was just efficiency beyond belief. But to watch Curtis, once he breaks through the line, if you don't stop him behind the line, he's just so difficult to bring down, Nick, because you can't get a good angle on him. And then as soon as he gets you turning your hip sideways, he's already gone. You called on the highlights. We have it second gear. Called. He's just literally got that second gear like nobody else in the league this year.
He's been widely regarded as the best two-way player in the state for really the last 2 years.
Agreed.
And unfortunately for the Titans last year, his junior year ended with an injury in week number 8.
I will tell you, there's number 2 in the field today is McDonald. He's done a terrific job for Salem.
He's up to the 30. But just to kind of give you the Titans story, give our listeners, again, this is a team 9-0 last year in the regular season. 9-0.
Yep.
Curtis Harris-Lopez gets injured. They don't have him in the playoff game. They lose in the quarterfinals to Merrimack. Then this year they come back. COVID-19 strikes. They only have a 3-game regular season. They take care of business in all 3 of those games. And then playoff wins over Bishop, Girton, and Merrimack this year puts them at 5-0 coming into this game. Salem on the other side, 3-1 in the regular season. Playoff wins against Alvern and Londonderry. It's Cunningham on the tackle. McDonald tackled inbounds after about a 5-yard pickup to the 35. That clock's still ticking down to a minute 15.
Cunningham just gave a clinic on why you maintain separation from the offensive player that's looking to wrap you up. The whole time he just had separation, and he jumped off to the side because he had the freedom to do it, and he chased down McDonald.
Final minute. Right side handoff. Fernandez again stopped along the edge. Harris-Lopez along with Brissetti on the stop. They'll spot it at the 37-yard line, about 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Don't underestimate the Brissetti boys' impact. It's beginning to build in this game, Nick. They've been everywhere. Both brothers have done a terrific job. But Devin in particular has been outstanding today at critical downs. He's come up big.
They'll stop the clock with a timeout. 56 seconds remaining. Reminder, coming up at halftime, a look around the state. We've got the other Division I semifinal going on between Goffstown and Winnicott. Of course, the Division 1, 2, 3, and 4 semifinals all in action this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch, Nick.
3 and 4 is tomorrow. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the 3 and 4 championships tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep. I heard unofficially that the Division I championship game is going to be at Bedford. Don't take that to the bank, but I did hear a couple of people talking about that. So I'm not sure if that's correct, but seemed to be a reliable source.
Well,
we'll find that out for sure.
Set the table for that on Monday. Part of FNL Rewind, presented by Beals Insurance at 5 o'clock.
There's plenty of thunder left, Nick. I didn't mean to steal it. I didn't mean that, but that's just a rumor.
Salem, looking for a first down here, Steve. More importantly, to keep it away from North. He'll throw a flea flicker. Bates for Fernandez, broken up by Curtis Harris-Lopez.
Yeah, but I mean, any other player in the league, Nick, that nobody catches up like that. But we were talking last week speaking of rewind, about the lockdown defenses on the defensive backfield that Goffstown and the Nashua Titans have, North Titans have in particular. And you just saw the reason why right there. The recovery there was amazing. I said, oh, he's got it. And then there's Curtis, able to close about 3 yards and almost make an interception.
Shows the speed there and the range. He's back now, ready to receive.
I think we see why Dante
the
called
punt
that timeout.
as well. Yep. North no longer with a timeout. Meanwhile, this one off the left foot. St. Louis punt man barely got it off. That's Booten. It'll be allowed to roll dead at about the 31-yard line. So North still with 41 seconds to try and add to their 21-14 lead. Going to have to go, though, 69 yards to the end zone to do so.
But no time, and with no timeouts.
Or get into field goal range. Cunningham, the senior kicker, does have a strong leg.
Got a good leg,
yep.
yeah. And the wind has died down. The flag, Old Glory, is just kind of barely moving there. So if Cunningham, if they can get him down, wouldn't you say probably around the 25-yard line, he might have a shot.
All right, 41 seconds, no timeouts. They've got a 7-point lead. Harris-Lopez in the gun, going to roll left on 1st and 10. Eyes downfield, going to throw it low, and is that a catch? Yes,
Wow.
It is at the 40-yard line.
It looked like a bounce, Nick.
Espinal tried to trap it, and apparently
He must have had his hands under.
they rule it a catch. Yep.
Yeah, they were right there. The refs were right
Clock,
there.
meanwhile, continuing to tick. Now inside of 20 seconds. Quick snap on 2nd and short. Roll out near side. Throw is dropped by Cunningham. Incomplete.
Yeah, you got to catch it for you run.
Yep. Took his eye off it. Was thinking about, I think, making the catch and then getting out of bounds. But
Coach Lorendi wanted that one.
the usually sure-handed senior drops it there and now brings up 3rd down and 2. Clock with now 13 seconds remaining.
He was wide open, too. I mean, if he was able to turn upfield inbounds, Nick, he probably could have grabbed an extra 7. Probably could have got down to the 30. But it's going to be hard here.
Instead, from their own 39, a 3rd down and 2. 13 seconds. Salem will rush 3. Harris-Lopez will step up. Throws a bomb down the field that's intercepted by Bates. Bates now on the return. Midfield trying to stretch it. There's a flag on the play. Bates finally tripped up at about the North 45-yard line. There's a flag, though, back at the Salem 48.
And if it's against North, they're going to have a play. They're going to have one play. Let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be on the run back.
But who's it against?
Meanwhile, zeros up on the scoreboard here. No time remaining in this first half. You got a crackback block here on the run back against Salem.
That's the half.
Here you go, Jaden. Take it like a man.
Well, they're going to give him a play, it looks like.
Yep, the officials say one more play.
Yep. Must have been time it left on the clock, obviously, when they committed the penalty, Nick.
So let's see how much time they will add here. Again, it'll be Salem
about
football.
3 seconds, I think, if I had to guess. I'm sure that if that's the case, they'll just knee it.
Spotted all the way back inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. So the 15-yarder.
Never thought I'd see the day where the centers would actually have. This pandemic has made all kinds of different rules, and the centers take the ball and they put it in location.
Right. After incompletions as well, it's up to the players to track down the football, all to avoid the officials having to touch it as little as possible. All right, here's Gigante, the fullback on a dive. He's stopped by Novak. Make that Whiting on the stick. And that'll do it for the first half. A really tale of 2 quarters. Salem came out, dominated the first quarter, took a 7-0 lead. And then the Titan offense came to life in that second quarter. 3 touchdowns by Curtis Harris-Lopez gives the home team the lead at the midway point, 21-14.
Yeah, boy, this has been kind of back and forth. Actually, just started with Salem. They looked so strong, Nick. They looked like they were almost invincible the way that they were structurally moving the ball down the field. I thought Coach Abraham and staff did a great job play sequencing. These guys came ready, but What happened to me, if I was going to say there was one place where the game changed, was when they were able to stop them on that fourth and a foot, if you remember, and the North was able to stop them. It just seemed it gave pause and the opportunity for Nashua North to be able to, still be within range in the score and gradually get themselves, back into the game and get the attitude going. I thought they made some nice adjustments. And then it was the Curtis Harrison offensive line show down the field, Nick, and that's why we got a 21-14 North.
Yeah, it's been a good football game so far between two of the better teams in the state, playing out in an entertaining fashion for sure. Really wide open second half. By the way, North will receive the opening kickoff to begin the third quarter. All right, we'll come back with some scores as well. The other semifinal, I'll tease it. Somebody's up 14-7. Is it Goffstown? Or is it Winnicunnet?
Well, folks, he's doing it to me, too, because I don't know either.
We'll find out.
He likes to hold his cards.
The semifinals in Division II taking place as well. And
look forward to it.
Maybe look at the D3 and 4 championship games, which are tomorrow or today as well. So, all right, so all kinds of scores to get to you. And we'll look at those first half stats if we can from this one as well. North leads at 21-14. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week. And it's also the Division I semifinals right here on FNLNH Media, presented by Beals Insurance. Start of the second half here in Nashua North with a big 21-14 lead over Salem. And the Titans set to receive the third quarter kickoff as well. It's the Division I semifinals here from Stello Stadium. Nick Anastas with Steve Beals, and it's all brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Well, Salem came out, chewed up a lot of clock on their opening drive, went 71 yards down the field, and took an early 7-0 lead. And that is when the Titans awoke. 3 touchdowns in that second quarter from Curtis Harris Lopez. They have a 21-14 lead and set to add to that lead perhaps early in the third quarter as well, as they will receive the kickoff in just a moment.
Well, Salem certainly started off, Nick, with time of possession in their favor. They did a great job maintaining it, long, excellent drives. For me, I think the key point in the with the momentum change, Nick, we talked about before, probably a couple of them, but the big one was down around midfield when they stopped them on that 4th and 1 with the discipline of the defensive line of excellent cadence call by Cole Clement was just an outstanding job by Nashua to stay disciplined and not jump, and then to get that penetration and stop a first down. I think from there on in, they had a little up that bottom, some time to wake up. Curtis Harris went to town doing his thing with a great job by the offensive line, and for there they've just gradually been pulling it away. And this team has proven that every time they get into a little bit of a lull, they're able to pull themselves out. And boy, they played downhill, and that's the end of that second quarter, Nick, and really put points on the board the way they've done all year.
Speaking of points on the board, let's take a look at some of the other games around the state. Of course, semifinal weekend in Divisions 1 and 2, championship weekend in Divisions 3 and 4. We start with the other D1 semifinal in Goffstown. The Grizzlies, Steve, with a 14-7 lead. Of course,
2 good games.
At halftime, of course.
2 good games.
The winner there will face the winner here next Saturday in the Division 1 championship game. In D2, remember, Plymouth, they advanced already because Lebanon had to bow out, unfortunately, in the semifinal round due to a COVID-19 situation. So the Bobcats are back in the Division II championship game, where they are more often than not nowadays. Sauhegan trying to meet them there. They've got a 14-0 lead over Timberlane. That game is at halftime. In Division III, Pelham and Stevens for all the marbles. The championship match there, Pythons leading Stevens 34-0 at halftime.
They've been strong.
And then a blowout in Division 4 as well. The Newport Tigers with a 28-0 lead over Somersworth. That game is in the championship round as well. So the Tigers and the Pythons cruising to what looks like championships in Divisions 3 and 4. Plymouth right now on a fast track to meet Souhegan, barring a second-half comeback by the Timberlane Owls in the D2 finals. And then a lot of unfinished business left right here in the second half in Nashua. Steve, your keys between the Titans and the Blue Devils. What do both teams need to do here to advance in the second half?
Long sustained drives. They've got to keep the ball away from the Salem Blue Devils. Have got to continue what they did in the first quarter, Nick. They got to get back to that. Play sequencing, play calling is going to be critical. Don't be looking to break it out, and you're playing from behind. But the big thing is you need to be able to keep the offense of the Titans off the field and play good defense, good sound defense. The thing about it is, looking forward, they haven't been able to stop. Towards the end of the second quarter, Salem began to really struggle with the Curtis Harris show, and what I mean by that is a show of a great offensive line, and the way pushing Espinal deep on pass routes and then running to that side. Just been well played, just been too much for them. As far as the Titans are concerned, don't give away the momentum. Stay awake, stay focused. Recognize you're playing an excellent football team here against Salem. This team belongs here to play with this team, but it's really about managing mistakes and turnovers. If the Titans are ahead, they cannot turn the ball over.
Our broadcast, once again, in conjunction with the NFHS and the NHIAA, who brings you Life of an Athlete. Have you heard of the Life of an Athlete program? Life of an Athlete is a program of the NHIAA dedicated to the overall wellness of the student athletes of New Hampshire. LOA provides resources for students, coaches, parents, and administrators of NHIAA member schools. Head to www.loanh.org for more information on Life of an Athlete, New Hampshire. All right, Titans out in front, 21-14. It'll be Smith, Harris, and the sophomore Jordan Raisinin Andino back deep on the return here for North. Kick from Brady is a squib near side, handled cleanly by Finley at the 35, and he's out of bounds close to the 40. Along the near sideline, good return by Finley. Second time he's touched it on special teams, and he does so securely there to set up North 1st and 10.
Yeah, I understand why you don't want to give it a coach to Curtis Harris Lopez, Nick, but I'm a little surprised they kicked the ball in the 40-yard line. Figure they might try to push it a little deeper in the end zone, but that's going to give the Titans excellent field position. Big time here. You talk about keys to the game. They got to stop him here for a starter.
First down and 10. Harris Lopez with Green to his left. 4 receiver set, 3 to the right. Espinal is the man in motion. They fake to him. They keep it with Harris Lopez. He runs right. He runs around the corner. He's at midfield. He's got a first down, and he's got a lot more than that. Out of bounds at the 30 of Salem. A big gainer of 30 yards, but again, a flag on the play. We saw the Titans take a few penalties in that second quarter, and this one's going to hurt them here. Wow. It's a hold against the offense.
Boy,
the flag.
That's a big one there.
Maybe 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which is in the area of the 46-yard line of Salem. 47. They'll mark it off there. So this will go back all the way inside the Titan 45-yard line to the 43. 1st and 10 coming from there.
I've seen holding called tighter this year, Nick, than in previous years past. I don't know if that's something that, every year you have referees have conferences about what, how they're going to modify the game. It seems pretty tight this year from what I've seen. I didn't see anything blatant there, but again, they're right on the field.
We'll call it a first down and 8 here. The chain gang had a mix up there for a moment. I think we're ready now.
Yeah, they got it right now.
All right. Same set, 3 receivers, strong side left. Cunningham isolated out to the right. They put Smith in motion. They'll keep it with the quarterback. Gets a good inside seal, tries to break it near side, and is wrapped up and dropped from behind by Gigano. Short of the first down. They'll mark him at about the 47-yard line. He needs to find midfield. So second down and 3 on the way.
Yep. So I'm a little surprised. Yeah, it would be. How is it second down if the penalty was on the Titans, Nick? Why isn't it third down?
Because they'll redo the down.
They'll redo the down, but
yeah.
how do you get 2 yards if that's the case?
Because the hold took place so far downfield.
Got it.
Because it was a long 30-yard run.
I got it now.
Up
Okay.
the middle here, Lopez looking for that first down stick. He's very close. Michael Booten out of the secondary came up to make the stop.
I didn't realize the hold was that far down the field.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, this is 3rd and inches now. As Booten, the defensive end, not the defensive secondary, the defensive end made the stop. All right. They go back to Smith near side on 3rd and short. He's going to tiptoe, then he's going to cut, and he's going to pick up a first down inside the Salem 45 at the 43-yard line. Fernandez eventually got him, but not before another Titan first down.
Yeah, that's a nice job there by Isaac Smith, waiting for the blocks to develop, and then he very methodically cuts upfield. He knew exactly what he needed. It was a first down, and that's what he was attempting to get. He didn't try to stretch it outfield and potentially be put in for a loss.
And he's had 4 or 5 carries so far. The junior earning some trust here from Coach Lorendi. They'll put the sophomore Finley in motion, handle the tailback Green. He's a senior, and he's a big runner, and he's got a big run there. On a 1st and 10, he goes inside the 30 down to the 28, a gain of 13, and another Titan first down.
Don't underestimate Green's importance to this team, Nick, is when they got to start clock killing, you got to face Espinal, you got to running the ball, you got to face Smith running the ball, and you got to face, obviously, Curtis Harris Lopez, and then you've still got Green.
Right.
They use him very effectively.
Right, kind of like the closer.
Yep.
All right, they go to Green, 2nd straight handoff. He didn't touch it much, if at all, in that first half.
No.
And they'll whistle him dead here as Gigano able to sting him up. Gigante, rather, at where? The 25-yard line. Looks like a gain of 3 to set up 2nd down and 7.
Nice stand-up tackle there. Be interesting to see what Coach Lorende calls here as they move the ball in just almost to the red zone. Really important that the Blue Devils keep this to no more than 3, Nick. A touchdown here would, with a defense like the Titans have, would be really, really difficult to overcome.
21-14 in favor of North. They go to Espinal on a stretch run near side. Fernandez snubs that out.
Yeah, Curtis knows he should have kept it.
Tackle made back at the original line of scrimmage.
Don't really care for that play, Nick. I'll be right up front with you.
Loss of 4, Steve. 3rd and 11 coming.
It just takes too much time. Last time they ran it, remember, they false started on it. Too much motion in a play, and it doesn't really fake anybody. They're actually coming back on the short side. But there was an opportunity to have success in that play if Curtis didn't hand the ball off. He knew it immediately. He looked to the right. He's had a whole area, probably to gain 7-9 yards. So just a unfortunate decision by Curtis for the Titans on that play.
3 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Opening drive since halftime for the Titans, trying to extend their lead to 2 scores. Out in front, 21-14. 3rd down and 11 from the gun. Harris Lopez rolling right, looking downfield, throws a short pass that's dropped incomplete. It was Espinal on a drag route there, Steve, but couldn't quite pull it in off his fingertips, incomplete.
Yeah, one of the things you got to do with this Salem team, against the Salem teams, you got to close, Nick. You can't give these guys life, and that's two plays. Curtis did that earlier too. He kind of is trying to ease the pass rather than just throw it. He did that over on the other side in the 2nd quarter, and he's got to kind of let that pass happen. And there was some running room, but now it's 4th and 11.
4th down, 11. They'll go for it. They'll roll him out again. Same side, different pass. It's deeper. It's incomplete. Espinal cracked from behind. A big hit there.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, it was put on him by Ryan Allard, the senior. May have jarred that one loose. Incomplete, and a big stop there for the Salem defense. They take over 1st and 10 with the 21-14 one-score difference still intact up on the scoreboard.
They did what they had to do, Nick. You got to neutralize that. Getting the ball in the beginning of the 2nd half. Salem's done the first thing that they need to do. Now a slow, steady, well-conceived, well-executed, and well-called play down the field, take a lot of time off the clock is what they need right now.
Yeah, they saw a couple of clock-killing drives in that first half from Salem, including the one to open the game. Here's Fernandez on a counter run. He's up the field across the 35 to about the 37, stopped by Cunningham. Fernandez kept in check in that first half as Salem tended to lean more towards Aiden McDonald and Jacob Brady, but Fernandez rips a good 7 yards there.
Well, yes, they did keep Fernandez in check, and that's what allowed McDonald to get all the free running room because they were overplaying the incredible talent of number 23 there. Let's see if they start focusing on McDonald's, it goes the other way.
2nd down and 3. They put Fernandez in motion. They hand to Brady left side, and he is cracked at about the 38-yard line. That's Holbrook, I believe.
Hello.
Along with Whiting. And, well, the last man to emerge from the pile is the sophomore Jack Peters. So pick a poison, so to speak, with those 3 guys defensively for North. 3rd down and 3 now for Salem.
I would say that's called getting met at the door, Nick, right there.
Yeah. Yep.
No doorbell, no nothing. Nope. Just open and hit. And that's exactly what he does, and that's a great form stand-up tackle.
3rd down and 1. Pitch. McDonald looking for the edge. He's got it, and then he's got more along the sideline. Finally out of bounds across midfield in North territory at the 48-yard line. Meanwhile, some Titan fans here in the stands at Stello Stadium asking for a hold. They won't get one. In fact, Salem, only 1 penalty. They've been very disciplined today. So far in the game, just 1 mistake that came back in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, they're looking for a hold, Nick, on Fernandez because they said that he grabbed him, but it looked to me like it was right on the line, but Fernandez didn't pull the jersey or anything, so they let it go. But it was a good block.
1st and 10 from the Titan 48. Stretch run, McDonald trying to get away from Espinal. Now he's going to cut it back middle. 1st down and then some. Inside the 30, tracked down by Whiting at the 29-yard line.
This team doesn't quit, Nick. They don't break down, and they're doing it. That defensive stop there is big, but then you got to do something with it, and that's exactly what they're doing. Very good, methodical drive down the field. McDonald's done a terrific job today, but it's really a duo. Both are perfectly fine with the other one's success, whether it be Fernandez or McDonald, just because of mutual respect that they get in the field. It's so hard to stop and to contain them. You got to focus on one that's going to give the other. So right now, Abraham back again, calling a good game like he did in the 1st quarter. He had good sequencing.
1st down and 10. Somebody jumped. Flag flies.
I don't think it's Salem. I think it's offsides. I think it's offsides by Nashua.
Well, the body language of Salem may say otherwise, Steve. It's going to... No, you're right. Should never have doubted you. It's again against the Titans, and that's starting to become a factor here, Steve, the penalty disparity between these 2 teams.
It is, and that's going to open up the playbook for Coach Abraham again. Now you got 1st and 5. Every coach that calls offensive play, Nick, loves 1st and 5. It gives you so many options.
1st and 5 from the Titan 24. Just over 5 minutes gone by 3rd quarter. Salem trying to get back in the red zone, trailing 21-14. Up the middle, Fernandez trying to break loose. Dancing and spinning his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dante Fernandez. A 24-yard strike right up the gut. And Salem now an extra point try away from tying this game.
Big thing about getting through the offensive line is do it quickly, and with a guy like Fernandez, he can get it. Both he and McDonald get through the hole on those dives very quickly. Great job to stay on his feet there. Thought he was going to go down the 5-yard line, Nick, but his tremendous coordination and athleticism was able to keep his feet and get into the end zone.
It's also the longest play from scrimmage today from Salem, I believe.
Yeah, but they're okay with that because they're looking to take time off the clock. So
Brady ties the game, by the way, with the extra point. You're right. They take it in chunks, and they do it that time for 24 yards out. Fernandez really finished that run in strong fashion as well as he broke a number of tackles inside the 10-yard line. So 21 apiece just outside the midway point here, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, temperature's really dropping. If you hear the bleachers, it's Nick and I doing aerobics on the stands to try to stay warm here, but it's cold. But the players aren't feeling cold, Nick. This is just perfect weather for them to stay on the field and to be able to get the weather that they need, not to overheat. They're doing fine out there. But I got to tell you, it's critical now. I mean, we got a game in our hands, 21-21. That was about a 4-minute drive, and they were almost too efficient with it, quite frankly.
Right.
But we'll see what the Titans do with the ball.
Salem, again, 2 for 2 in terms of what they needed to do to get back in this one. They get the stop to begin the 3rd quarter, and then they march down the field and score the touchdown. That drive taking up nearly 4 minutes, 72 yards. This one, Knocked down by one of the front men on the return team as another line drive kick from Brady, putting the Titans on their heels. Good play by Kobe Marshall, the senior. Able to secure it and set up the Titans again with good starting field position, 1st and 10 from their own 44.
Good job on special teams there by Kobe, but special teams have been pretty routine, Nick. Nothing about special teams today as of yet. With 6:39 left the third quarter, that's really changed the makeup of the game.
No turnovers either. We've seen some turnovers on downs due to 4th down stops, but no giveaways yet. All right, Curtis Harris-Lopez on the keeper, rolls right, and he's met and knocked down again by Jacob Brady and Tanner Magano. Who have racked up tackles on the Salem side defensively. No gain for Harris-Lopez. No, I'm sorry, he got 4 there. 2nd down and 6.
Very rarely does he not get at least 4.
Right. All right, he'll take the snap. He'll hand. This is Mwangi, and Mwangi is going to break to the outside, pick up a 1st down for the Titans. That's the first carry for Brian Mwangi, senior. Getting involved here, knocked out by Milos, but not before another Titan 1st down. Well, pick your poison, as we talked about. With this North attack, Harris-Lopez, of course, is the focal point, but Mwangi and Green, his classmates, have done a good job. We've seen Espinal touch it. Isaac Smith as well. I mean, they'll spread the wealth. Not this time, though. They keep it with Harris-Lopez, and he's stopped again up the middle. That's Morgano, I believe. No, that was Jackson Daly, the junior defensive end, the first there for Salem.
Yeah, there's no motion on that play, so they didn't bring Mwangi in motion, Nick. Or I can't remember if it was Mwangi or Espinal, but that play really hasn't worked today.
2nd down and 10. Curtis Harris, left side, and again stopped in his tracks.
Good defensive play calling.
That's Brady and who? Poulin. The two captains.
But Brady makes it all happen. It all starts with him and his reads, Nick. He just stays square to the line. He's just got an incredible eye. He sees the field extremely well, and I think that Coach Abraham's saying, you know what, we don't want Curtis Harris to beat us. We're going to key on him. Somebody else is going to have to do it.
This Salem defense starting to tighten up as well, looking to force perhaps a punt here. 3rd down and 11. Fernandez on the blitz. Harris-Lopez gets off a deep pass down the far sideline. Cunningham with a leaping grab at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
What a play. Went up and over the top of the defender, Milos, to pull that one in. But a beautiful pass from Harris-Lopez. 1st and goal, Titans.
I agree, Nick. That was a beautiful pass. He put it exactly where it needed to be, and Cunningham has to do his part, and he did just that. And he went up, but as you said, went back for the ball. That's a big play in this ball game.
39-yard hookup, 1st and goal from the 5. Espinal, good cut, slicing down to the 2-yard line. Gigante finishes him off, but
Cunningham,
a good 3-yard pickup. But yeah, how about that catch from Cunningham?
Wow.
Tremendous. He'll line up here as a tight end to the left side. Mwangi, the wingback, to the left side. Back to Espinal. 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Nashua North. Espinal diving across the goal line from 2 yards out. And he puts North back in front now, 27-21.
You know, there's certain plays in every half that you go back at, Nick. This one is going to have to probably be one of those plays. My bet is we're going to look back on it and say, very important part of the game. But Salem doesn't show any signs of backing down on their offensive threat either, Nick. So we'll see what happens when they get an opportunity here.
So Jaden Espinal from 2 yards out reestablishes the lead for the home team. Now Cunningham, the man who pulled in the long reception, has his 2nd kick blocked.
How important
today.
is that?
Extra point try back in the early 2nd quarter was stuffed. And this one as well, Ryan Allard giving credit on the block. It remains a 6-point Titan lead at 27-21.
Yeah, Blue Devils just don't give up, Nick. You got to give these guys a lot of credit. They're coming against a team who, you know, everybody has been rating all year long here is rated number 1, and they're just playing their game, and they're every time that the Titans look like they're going to, you know, distance themselves, what does Salem do? Come up with a big play, and that's a big one. That now is 6 points. And let me tell you, when you block a kick in the second half, it's different than the first because you know you've got more tries and more opportunities to get 2 points later in the game.
Right.
When that happens in the second half, that can be really serious. You might only get one other opportunity to score 2.
Yeah, the snap a little high there.
Yeah, it was.
As well, which doesn't help. But you got to get a better seal, I think, up front there.
Yeah.
On both those blocks, just waves of white.
I would agree.
Breaching the wall up front.
I would agree.
All right. 6-point lead for the Titans, 27-21, 4:25 to go, third quarter. A trip to the championship game on the line, where the winner here will face the winner between Goffstown and Winnicott. At last look, the Grizzlies had a lead on their home field at halftime of 14-7. Cunningham, line drive boot. That's going to send the back pair all the way back to the goal line before McDonald plays it on the bounce. Crosses the 10, is met at the 15, and dropped at about the 16-yard line. Good gang tackle there, led by Brissetti.
All started, though, Nick, by that kick. When you can pin them that far deep, they did a great job coming down the field, but when you can, with McDonald, I thought he was going to let it go in the end zone, Nick, and he said, well, it kind of bounced up high. He says, I don't want it to land and die at the 1.
Right.
So he kind of was forced to take it. Just a very, very well-executed kick there, and the coverage, the kick coverage was tremendous.
And McDonald made the best of it, did get it across the 15 up to the 16-yard line.
Yeah.
So takes a touchback there. It's the 20 anyway. It's a 4-yard difference, but better that than to let that ball go inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, Salem's got to keep the ball here, Nick, if they're going to stay in this game.
Trailing by 6, first down and 10. Fernandez, double handoff. McDonald, Green is all over him in the hole to hold him to a short gain, maybe a yard, second down and 9.
Yeah, double handoff, Nick. You got to establish something first. I don't know why they come out with these long plays. That's very risky in your own end, too. I don't know. I think I'd stay to the base offense that they've been calling because they've been pretty successful. I'd keep doing it until the Titans start stopping it. But to me, that's a risky play because that's a lot of ball handoff there. A lot of hands on the ball on a cold day. I don't know.
Inside 4 minutes, third quarter. Salem deep in their own end. They go back to Brady on second down. The fullback left side won't get to the 20. Met by Harris Lopez and others, including Holbrook. They'll spot him at the 20. And now a third down and 6 facing the Blue Devils.
And all you great Salem Blue Devil fans at home, if you're thinking to yourself, this is a big play, you are right. This is a big play in the game because the field position that if they have to punt is going to be really, really in favor of the Titans in this. So this is a big play. We'll see what they call.
Third down and 6 from their own 20-yard line. Clements hands off Fernandez left side. Big run lane. He's got a first down.
I really love the
across
call.
the 30 up to the 34-yard line. They get what they need there. 14 yards from Fernandez for the first down.
That's a great call by the offense of Salem. What you do is you push Brady up the middle, you force the linebackers inside, and then you run the receiver deep, and then Fernandez is going to be one-on-one at best. In that case, it was one on nobody.
Yeah, I think they pulled the guard there, too.
They did.
As Morgano.
And that's why there was nobody there.
Came with a full head of steam
Absolutely
there along the
right,
left
Nick.
side. A great pull up front. All right, this is Ackerman on the stop. Flag comes in again.
It's going to be a helmet-to-helmet, I think, called on the Titans, Nick.
Well, Ackerman
don't really know about this, but
made the stop, but you're right. He may have come up a little too high.
Yep, hit to the head. Yep.
Steve, you're all over it as usual. So
I've watched a lot of games from the sidelines.
I'd say. You know where to look and you know what to see. And this one is not what Coach Lorendi likes to see. His team, again, as we mentioned, starting to rack up some of these penalties here, including one here for 15 yards.
Well, this is for the health of the players. He was in the grasp of the defenders already, and when they lower the head on the tackle and they hit helmet to helmet, you have to call that, Nick, because what that does is springs the players back to the reality that you can't do it, and that's what's going to protect our athletes.
All right. So from midfield to first and 10, McDonald tries to make a cut up the middle, met by Holbrook.
Another one.
Flag flies late. Thrown by the back judge this time. A good second or two after the tackle was made.
Can't imagine what this is. Unless it's a face mask, I don't know. He did get pulled back. Chop block.
Chalk block against Salem.
Yep. Again, these refs are doing their job, Nick. I know it's a semifinals game and nobody loves penalties, but these are both safety penalties, the protection of the athletes. What's happening right now is everybody knows this is getting down to the wire. So the players, these are two great football teams that want to win, that are used to winning, and what's going to happen is they're just really going to bring it. But you got to do it the right way, and that's a good call by, I think that's Chuck Roberts down there, the man with the white hat. He had good position on it, and you got to protect these players. Chop block can take out knees, and we don't want any of that. So neither here nor there.
Steve, that's just the second penalty against Salem today.
I think you're right.
It's costly, though. It sets up now the Blue Devils from their own 36-yard line. On 1st and long, they go to the air, and it's intercepted. Taken away at the north 35-yard line. Picked off by the Titans as the corner, Chris Acevedo, the senior, gets a pretty good run back as well across midfield down to the Salem 49. He celebrates on the home sideline.
Turnovers, Nick. We're hitting that point of the game. You could almost feel
that's the game's first turnover.
First turnover, but you can almost feel with those two hits that had penalties called on them. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody else. It's just an aggression penalty, and then you can just feel the anxiety of this game getting down to the wire at 27-21. Salem knows they had to keep the ball. Really surprised that Cole threw that ball. The receiver had excellent coverage on him. And that's a great interception, a big time in the game.
Good point, Acevedo. Great coverage, great positioning there on the inside.
Absolutely.
Pulled it in for the interception. So the Titans will get it back in their superstar quarterback's hands as he's spun down near the first down marker at the Salem 40-yard line. They give it to him. First down. A gain of 11 for the senior as Curtis Harris-Lopez, who has scored 3 touchdowns this afternoon. He had 4 in the quarterfinal win last week over Merrimack. And he's got his team with the lead here in the football. 27-21, they're out in front as we head towards 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. All right, back in the pistol. Espinal is the tailback. And he turns to his left, hands to Espinal. He goes straight up the middle. He's met in the hole, and he's dropped.
Nice job
by Gigante and company, Morgano and Poulin over there as well. It's a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
We're getting a game today, Nick. This is a great game to call. These teams deserve to be here. They're showing it every single play, the attitude. I don't care, whether you're a fan of Nashua North or Salem, Nick. This is a group of guys on both sides of the ball here that deserve the credit that they've gotten so far. This is a dogfight.
Final 90 seconds, third quarter. North with the 27-21 lead on 2nd and 7. Stretch play. Espinal breaks a tackle from McDonald, turns up the field, and he's near
about a yard
the first
short.
Down marker. A little shy. Brady got him in the end, but not before another big gainer. 3rd down and about 1.5 yards, it looks like, Steve.
Yep, I think you're right. And that's a nice job by Espinal to cut up field. He was trying to stretch it. He almost made the decision to go outside. He made the right decision to cut up field because now he's got his team in position. This is 4-down territory for Coach Lorende, so why not put him 1.5 yards instead of taking the chance of going outside? Just good decisions made.
Can the Salem defense tighten up? We'll see. 3rd down and 2 from the 30-yard line of the Blue Devils. Man in motion is Smith. They fake to him. They keep it with Harris-Lopez. He lowers the shoulder, and he is very close. I think he's got it. Yes, he does.
Yep.
1st down, Titans. So Nashua North, they get the 2 yards they need. They keep it in their trusted quarterback's hands, and he delivers yet again.
Yeah, Coach Lorente doing a good job of not just using Curtis Harris. You get in the end of the game, you want to be able to use him balanced, and he's doing that. He's using all of his players. Don't be surprised if they bring Green back in the game, Nick, and start pounding him to give some rest to these players because they're going to have to. A lot of these guys are going to come back out for defense. So.
Meanwhile, the Titans in no hurry here.
No hurry whatsoever.
Looks like they're getting set for what could be the final play of this third quarter. We're down to 15 seconds. Leading 27-21. Harris-Lopez hands to Espinal, shoots through the hole and drops the football. It's loose.
And
it's on the ground, and I believe Salem has it. Yes, they do. Recovered by Ryan Allard, the safety. Able to roll onto it. Salem gets the break they need. They take the football away.
Who was on
with
that tackle?
8 seconds remaining here in this third quarter.
Who was on that tackle, Nick? I couldn't see it.
I'm not sure, but whoever it was punched it out.
Yeah, it did a good job. You could see it.
Espinal hanging his head a bit after turning the football over. So one giveaway each way now.
It is
here
a
in
turn
this,
of events,
in this third quarter. Yeah,
yeah.
It stays a one-score difference, and Salem. Not only do they get the stop they need, they also get the turnover. All right, 8 seconds. They pitch left side. It's McDonald. Plants his foot and does pick up some yards close to the 15-yard line. Stopped by Harris Lopez at about the 14-yard line. So gain of 4 there, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. North still out in front after 3, 27-21 over Salem here in this 2020 Division I semifinal.
That's a great matchup here, Nick, against two teams that are just given. They're emptying everything they got here, and the nice thing about it is in the cool weather, you're going to see, all the players that you want to see out there. There's the seniors and the playmakers you're going to see out there, and they're not going to come off the field because. Like I say, they're not all burned out from overheating. This is a perfect day to play football. Wow, I tell you, this is everything it's matched up to be. This is what I was hoping when I came to this game that we'd see, and we're getting a show here of two teams just emptying out everything that they have on the field. So, looks like they're going to start moving the ball down the other end, and we got 12 minutes of showtime coming.
Yeah. Well, we welcome those of you watching live across the state, across the country, and across the world here. We appreciate the subscriptions on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media. Again, that's short for Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. FNLNH Media on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. And, of course, the broadcast made possible by our sponsor, Beals Insurance. Locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. And, of course, our postseason partnership continues with the NFHS in conjunction, again, broadcasting today with the NHIAA.
Hope you're enjoying it out there in NFHS land because, for those of you folks who may be out of the state, Southern New Hampshire Division I football is, I got to give all the programs, going to go right back to the game. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, in some neighboring states, no football this fall at all.
Hope you're enjoying it.
Up the middle to begin the fourth quarter, Jacob Brady, the ball carrier for Salem. They're about 3rd and 3 coming up after a short gainer there. Holbrook and company again on the stop up front for Nashua North. Clock ticking. Final 12 minutes of regulation. Salem still trailing 27-21. They held the lead for most of the first half, yet found themselves trailing 21-14 at halftime. They came back to tie the game briefly at 21-all before a touchdown late in the third quarter.
He's short, I think.
By Jaden Espinal put Nashua North back out in front. You're right, Steve. 4th down now and short on the way. 4th and 3.
They're going to kick.
And Salem pinned deep in their own end will send Booten, the punter, back out onto the field.
Yeah, they got the ball back, Nick, and I think that they really want to retain that ball. Last thing they want to do here is give it back, but they're going to have to.
Booten takes a snap up by his face mask, gets off a good left-footed punt. Take a bounce at the Salem 45, get a Blue Devil roll to midfield.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's done a great job today keeping it away from Harris Lopez, Nick, on all the punts, really. He's done a terrific job. There was one that Curtis was interested in bringing back, but it was a bounding ball. And he said, I'm not going to touch it. So that part of the game on the Blue Devils, don't underestimate the importance of this young man kicking the ball. He's done a great job.
Yeah, both teams, I think, have
special teams
performed pretty well. And, of course, 2 blocked extra points, Steve, keeps this at 6 and not an 8-point difference.
That's correct. So and you said this may loom large later on. We'll see.
North leading 27-21. They've got the football at midfield, 1st down and 10. 3 receivers short to the near side right. They put one in motion, Espinal. They fake to him, and then Curtis Harris Lopez spun down right around the line of scrimmage. In fact, he'd be lucky to get back to the line. They mark him a yard shy of that line of scrimmage. So a loss of 1. The stop by Morgano, the senior, who has played well along the defensive line today for Salem. 2nd and 11 coming for North.
Well, whoever comes victorious in this game, Nick, they're going to be ready for next week's appointment. The game that they're going to wind up playing. because both teams have got their tools sharpened in the shed. And
will it be Goffstown or
I
will
don't
it
know.
be Winnicott? We'll give you the full scoreboard after the game. All right, Harris Lopez, left side, trying to keep multiple defenders at bay with that right stiff arm, including Milos, the man who finally escorted him out of bounds. Shy of the first down marker. It's 3rd and 2.
McDonald's
still
speed.
a 9-yard gain there for Curtis Harris Lopez.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. McDonald's did a great job there stringing Harris Lopez out to the sidelines, and not many people can do that in this league. And
2 minutes in, fourth quarter. Big down and distance here, 3rd and 2 from the Salem 42-yard line. Harris Lopez up the middle, across the 40,
He's got it.
and down inside the 39 for a first down. Well, I'd like to see the percentage of carries that Harris Lopez has had on 3rd down, because it's the lion's share today. That's the money down, so to speak. And Coach Lorendi trusting in his guy time and time again this afternoon.
I have a funny feeling Coach Lorendi was going for that, whether it was going to be 4th down or not. He knows how important it is to maintain this drive.
Yep, keep that clock ticking as well. 2.5 now gone, fourth quarter. North holding on to a 27-21 lead. Espinal right side with room. First down and then some. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
2.
Inside the 5. Yep, they mark him at the 2. Espinal, a 36-yard rip for North, setting up the Titans on the doorstep.
You know, Nick, Brady, I know that was a big play for the Titans, but Brady's backside speed at linebacker to catch up with Espinal and stop him from going to the end zone was really impressive.
Save the touchdown.
Save the touchdown. We'll see what they can do with it here, but that's exactly what the Titans wanted.
Green is the tailback on 1st and goal from the 2. They give to the big senior. He stood up, though, at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Well, another good job up front.
Yeah, 59. Yeah, that's who was that, Nick? 59. I called him before. Jackson Daly.
Oh, yeah, Daly, the junior.
Nice job.
He's played well.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if that was Morgano or Daly, but it was Daly on the stop. No gain. 2nd down and goal from the 2. Titans trying to make this a 2-score game. Harris Lopez lowers that right shoulder, and he's in for the 4th time today.
Imagine they'll go for 2.
Touchdown, Nashua North. A 33-21 lead now on the board with just over 3 minutes gone in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, all set up by a great run by Espinoza. He accelerated off tackle there, Nick, and got all the way down to the 2-yard line. And, you know, that's a heck of a play there that just set them up. I imagine they're going to go for 2, which they're going to do here. Nick, can't blame them for that. Try to get 14 points ahead. Make up for that lost kick before.
So the 2-yard touchdown run sets up now the 2-point try, and it's incomplete. A rollout that goes short. Espinal frustrated.
Yeah, well, he's done that 3 times today, Nick. Yeah, he knows that he's coming off the field. Curtis just gotta relax. Coach Lorenzi's talking to him, say, hey, relax. You're playing a great game. Just
now
come back.
Score lead as well.
He's frustrated with himself as well. Yeah,
they could have made it a 14-point edge, but they'll have to take 12. It's still a 2-score lead at 33-21.
It is a 2-score lead, but it is different. If Salem is able to put together a nice drive here, Nick, it does change the dynamic of the game to some extent because
it could.
Yep, it could.
Still 9 minutes, or just inside of 9 minutes remaining, 8:53 to go.
But you do get a little feeling that that the Titans are pulling away here. It's up to Salem to stop it. They have to do something to stop it. Their opportunity was back here, I thought, Nick, when they had the ball, when they recovered the fumble, and they went 3 and out, and that was a big part of that, been a big part of this fourth quarter so far.
Just to recap, Salem struck first. 71-yard drive to open the game. Took nearly 7 minutes. Led 7-0 after 1. North, though, led by Curtis Harris Lopez, their senior quarterback. He scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter to give the home team the lead, 21-14 at the halftime break. Here's a kick from Cunningham, returned by Allard along the far side, and chopped down at about the 30. Second half, North
23 by the Titans.
Stopped by Salem on that opening drive. It was Fernandez on the tackle.
Derek Finlay.
Oh, Finlay. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice job.
Finley's played well today. But again, second half scoring-wise, the Titans got stopped on their first drive, their opening drive of the third quarter. stuffed by Salem. And then the Blue Devils able to get a nice run from Dante Fernandez of 24 yards to tie the game at 21 apiece. But the last 12 points, the last 2 touchdowns have gone to the home team. One from Jaden Espinal, and then a moment ago from Curtis Harris-Lopez. All right, up the middle, it's Fernandez. He's close to the first down marker as he runs up the middle on the counter play. I think he's going to get it. Yeah, he's got it. And they give him 11 on that carry and a first down.
Nice job by Fernandez. Just such an impressive runner. Runs inside. I mean, a guy who can stretch a sweep like that, a lot of those guys can't run too well inside. He's got the benefit of both. Again, we talk about that strength all the time. So gave him the extra yard or two to be able to get the first down. Let's see what Salem can come back with here and maybe get within a strike of 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
so
they're down 2 scores, 33-21. Nearly 4 minutes in, fourth quarter. Brady up the middle on a fullback dive. Won't get much, wrapped up by Walsh. They'll blow him dead at the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, second down and 7.
Boy, is it sneaky cold up here, I'll tell you.
It is.
Every time I sit still, it makes me, I got to move.
It was right around 48 degrees at game time.
It isn't now.
Nearly 2 hours ago, but it's dropped considerably, I'd imagine, since. And that wind has been on and off. 46 right now. But
feels like 36.
Yeah, it's definitely colder with that wind. And the sun hiding behind these gray clouds as well. All right, on 2nd and 7, back to the air for Salem. Clements finds Fernandez, first down and more. Looking to pick up a block inside the 20. Far sidelines, inside the 10.
Wow.
Is he in the end zone?
He is.
The officials signal yes, touchdown Salem. What a pitch and catch there. It goes for 45 yards, and Salem is back in business, now trailing 33-27.
Well, they flooded the zone, and they were able to push the cornerback deep, Nick, and the safety did not go over there. So Fernandez was released free, and then he was blocked. Fernandez made an outstanding move outside, Nick, along the line, and that's what got him, stopped him from being brought down to the 12-yard line. What a terrific pass by Cole Clement.
The extra point try is up from Brady, and good inside the right upright.
We got ourselves a game.
33-28. A 5-point difference now after that 45-yard hookup between Clements and Fernandez.
Wow. Just check with production manager Ben, Nick. There's a lot of people watching this game, and boy, I hope you're enjoying it, folks. We love bringing it to you.
Yeah.
You're seeing a good one today.
Highly anticipated, 2 of the best teams in Division I. Nashua North trying to avenge what was a disappointing end to last year's season. They went 9-0 in the regular season. In 2019, they lost Curtis Harris-Lopez, their star quarterback, for the playoff round. They ended up bowing out to Merrimack in the quarterfinals. This year they come back. COVID-19 strikes. They have a truncated 3-game regular season schedule. They had no problem in all 3 of those wins. And then victories over Bishop Girton and Merrimack in this postseason tournament, setting them up at 5-0 coming into today. Salem, meanwhile, at 5-1. Their lone loss was in the first week of October against Londonderry, a team that they discarded last week in the quarterfinals as well. So Salem and North, 2 of the better teams. You ask anybody really in the know around the state, and they'd say these guys are on the short list. These teams are on the short list for the best in Division I and the best in the state, frankly. It's a 33-28 Nashua North lead. Plenty of scoring today, plenty of big plays, plenty of big runs, and they're a big pass play for a touchdown between Clements and Fernandez. Kick from Brady, high in the air, floating, far side, handled inside the 20, coming back near side. This is raising in Andino, and Andino is going to roll up to the 34-yard line.
Lays the lumber right there. He said, all right, I'm not going to go all the way, but
a punishing runner.
Punishing runner.
Is what they call that. The sophomore as well, getting some props here on the home sideline. Home crowd, well, they're dressed for winter for sure. A lot of parkas and jackets. A socially distanced, more or less crowd here as well.
5-point lead here. Yep. Wow. 7:26 left.
Yep. We figured it'd be tight.
Yeah, it is.
Here we are, set for a final 7:26 of maybe dramatic football here, at least if this game's decided in regulation. All right, they fake to Espinal. They keep it with Harris-Lopez. Gigante jumps on his back at about the 39-yard line after a 4, maybe 5-yard pickup to set up second down and 5. Clock back in motion. Now 5 minutes in, fourth quarter.
You know, if the Titans can get even a field goal, Nick, that would put them up by 8. Which would force a touchdown and 2 for Salem with 7:02. Really, this game right now is all about how long does the Titans keep the ball and what they do with it, obviously, because that's going to dictate Salem's response.
Espinal in motion on 1st and 10. They hand to the senior. He comes right side. Another great block downfield. He's got a first down. He's in Salem territory inside the Blue Devil 45. Marked down at the 44-yard line. A 19-yard pickup for Espinal. Steve, who has come alive in this second half.
He sure has, but yeah, you were right, Nick. He did get a good block, but this guy knows how to follow him. One of the things about Curtis Harris and Espinal is they follow blocks extremely well, and that happens during the week when you have good coaches teaching guys, you know, during scrimmages and things of that nature. But
I like the block from Smith here on the
really impressive
on the outside. Smith, who has carried the football, he's lined up wide. He's lined up as a wingback, a receiver. I mean, he's done what he's had to do.
He sure has.
Threw a good block there on that run. Espinal left side, and they'll blow it dead. Flag flies.
False start or encroachment, one or the other. Yeah, false start.
False start against Nashua North. Will cost the Titans 5 and freeze the clock with just over 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
That is not what Coach Lorende wants right there, is to change it. You know, every time this happens, it changes the odds on getting a first down, Nick.
Yep.
And
now 1st and 15, plus it stops the clock, which helps, of course, Salem.
You'd sure as heck rather have that happen on first down than it is on third, arguably, but still, it does set you back here. And
1st and 15, the Titans have been the more penalized team.
Yeah, 2-1, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. All right, clock now is running. We are now past the midway point here, fourth quarter. Titans trying to use as much clock as possible in an effort to protect this 33-28 lead. Timeout called by Coach Lorende.
Looked like a little confusion from the from what was going on between Curtis Harris, Lopez, and the sideline, Nick, right there. And
first timeout either way in this second half. So the Titans will be left with 2.
Well, with
Salem still with all 3.
5:49 left. Why not? I mean, get your guys off the field, get them a little bit get them hydrated, slow the game down just a little bit.
Coming up after the game, a look around the scoreboard. Championship games today in Divisions 3 and 4, semifinals in Divisions 1 and 2. The winner here will get the winner between Goffstown and Winnicott. Grizzlies held a 14-7 lead at halftime at last look there. We know Plymouth, they're in the D2 final. Lebanon, unfortunately, had to bow out in the semifinals due to COVID-19. Sauhegan had a 14-0 lead over Timberlane at halftime. Looking to meet up with the Bobcats next weekend. And, of course, big leads for both Pelham and Newport at the half in those D3 and D4 championship games.
Here we go.
Out of the timeout, North facing a 1st and 15. They roll Harris Lopez left side. He's got Smith in front of him. He's looking for the edge. He's at the 45 and out of bounds inside the Salem 40-yard line. Just another sweeping run to the outside, Steve, that gets major yardage. In the end, about an 11-yard gain, second down and 4.
He actually made it. He almost, no, they're bringing it back now. I was going to say, they were going down to the 35. I was going to say.
Right.
No, you're right. It is at the 40, Nick.
Yeah. The chain gang went down to the 35.
Yeah.
And now they're spotting him at the 40. So I was right the first time. Second down now and 7.
But a good gain there for first down.
A good 8-yard gain, by Harris Lopez.
They flooded.
Went out of bounds, though. So Salem catches a break. Clock frozen for the moment with 5:43 now remaining, fourth quarter. All right, Espinal drops the handoff, has to jump on the loose ball back at the 48-yard line.
Costly, very costly. You know, Nick, I'm not sure they really need to be doing this.
It's a 7-yard loss.
It's a 7-yard loss. You're getting the ball down the field. You've got 2nd and 8. Just keep it simple. Get your blocking schemes down, but
you got to execute the handoff.
You got to execute the handoff.
I don't think there's much of an excuse there. That's just a bad.
No, it looked like
exchange.
It looked like Curtis had moved back. He almost stepped back, and it was like a reach
so
handoff.
Now 3rd and 13 for the Titans, trying to protect a 5-point lead. They roll the quarterback out. They throw, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Cunningham, but it's off target along the near sideline. Bates in coverage. Incomplete. 4th down and 13, 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go in regulation.
Got to tell you, Nick, this is starting to play into Salem's hands. If you look at clock and score, Salem looked like they may have an opportunity to have last shot here if they can put together a drive. So
this punt is big, obviously, from field position perspective. Cunningham, who's gotten off some high boomers today, awaits the snap back inside his own 40-yard line. Fernandez back at around the 20.
And he is way back there.
Getting set for the return. Yep.
They need a good one from him now.
Good snap. And a good
kick.
Got one.
Yep. They got one.
Fernandez calls for the fair catch, and he makes it back inside the 15 at about the 12-yard line.
Cunningham has been he's been a big player all game, but his kicking game today has been really significant.
Yep.
It's
been effective on both sides, offense and defense, and special teams really in all phases today.
So here you go, Salem.
Morendi.
Here you go. You got it. You got 4:57. You got 3 timeouts.
They got to go 88 yards.
They got to go 88 yards. It's just as simple as that, Nick. Other than that, it's going to be very hard if they have to give the
ball back.
Ball back, and then you got to face Harris again. And I'm surprised that they didn't just keep running Harris straight through there. When you had 2nd and 7, but they
Salem, their offense, Steve, has scored touchdowns in all 4 quarters today.
Done a great job. Amazing effort here.
So they've been consistent. Can they get one more and retake the lead? Is the question. And off right side. That's who? Fernandez, I think.
I think it is. It is, yep.
That hole closed quickly. Ackerman and the boys doing a good job up front for Nashua North. Clock resumes ticking.
Yeah, mistakes, when you look at North, Nick, some of the mistakes North has made have really hurt themselves today. That penalty, that false start penalty, was painful. Just to go to 1st and 15, it just changes the nature of the game, and it's giving Salem an opportunity to execute
Salem has been the least penalized team today. All right, McDonald's been quiet in the second half. They go to him around the right side. He's up all the way to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he's got it.
I think he's definitely got it.
He's got it.
Yep. Needed 8, got plenty more than that.
Well, Nick, when he goes to the far side like that, I got to draw the line all the way back and say, where did he end up?
That's tough for us here on the near side, but nonetheless, Salem gets what they need, a 1st down. Set things up now at their own 24-yard line. The officials say tick, tick, tick. Coming down towards 4 minutes now, 4th quarter. North still in front, 33-28. All right, Clements is ready. Fernandez and Brady behind him. McDonald is the wing back. They go to Fernandez near side. Avoids one tackler and then dives forward. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Great defense there.
Finished off by Novak. It was Green who penetrated first, Steve, and changed the direction of the run, it looked like.
Well, what it did is it slowed Fernandez down. He got tripped up there, and that just gave that swarming Titan defense an opportunity to catch up to the play. And
Green, a good job shooting the gap.
Absolutely.
Early on. All right, so 2nd down and 12.
Yep.
2-yard loss there. Clock still ticking, 3.5 now to go.
Big play here.
Salem down by 5. A 2nd down and 12. Hand to McDonald, right side. Going to cut up the field, go across the 20, but not much. Leans forward, maybe to the 23, 24-yard line. Stopped by Peters, the sophomore linebacker.
Well, here you go, folks.
3rd and 11. 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11, but
down to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time that Salem's got to do it. I mean, I'm not saying that they it's going to be really difficult to score a touchdown after 4 downs if North gets it.
See
if they
Clements
go 3 and out. So here you go.
The football here. We'll see. Will it be a pass or a throw on 3rd and 11? They'll go back to the air. Clements, quick release, far side catch is made. I think that's Allard up across the 30, but still I think shy of the 1st down marker. Not Allard, but Caleb Bates, the receiver. Swarmed quickly by both Cunningham and Finley and held short of the 1st down. It's 4th and a long 3, maybe 4 yards coming up. Whistle down on the field, and now a timeout is called by Salem. Their first stops the clock with 2:29 to go.
So let's break this down, Nick. You got 2:29. I have no doubt that if it was 3:29, they'd definitely kick the ball away. But Coach Abraham has a real big decision here.
I think you go for it.
I think you go for it because I don't think you're going to get the ball back.
Right.
That's the key. You do have 2 timeouts left. You had 3. If you'd still had the 3, you could have made, try to make them go 3 and out. But with Curtis Harris, he raises the percentages of a 1st down to such a level, along with Espinol and the rest of the crew. I agree with you, Nick. I would go for it.
I think it's do or die here on 4th and 4.
Ball game.
From their own 24. Meanwhile, Steve, they just added 6 seconds to the clock. So it went from 2:29 now to 2:35.
Yeah, I think the referees were trying to make a decision of where the ball was, so they gave the benefit of the doubt. So that's a good job by them to make sure, it's fair.
All right.
Here we go.
Ball spotted just outside the 30-yard line. First down marker is at about the 35. Salem trying to keep their hopes alive here, trailing 33-28. Clements is ready. The officials are not, though. They blow the whistle.
Yeah.
And now a timeout has been called by Nashua North.
Good job by Coach. Coach Rendy's got to respond. If you're going to go for it, then I'm going to live up to the challenge myself, make sure that my defense is got the best shot that they can. If you're behind, he doesn't call that timeout, but where he's ahead, why not?
Especially on a 4th and 4 where anything's possible.
Yeah.
Got to prep those guys.
Everybody's got to know their assignment. Now you can get the guys off the field, kind of, get in their face a little bit, let them know you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And bring the defensive line coach right in there, which I believe he is, and they're going over defensive line assignments. What you don't want is a breakdown.
Coming up after the game, a recap, a look around the league. We'll set you up for championship weekend in Division 1 and 2, which comes your way next weekend. We'll have that, of course, live as well in conjunction with the NFHS and the NHIAA. 4th down and 4, 2:35 to go. Wind howling here in Nashua.
Boy, is it ever.
On a chilly afternoon. North, who has led throughout the second half, trying to come up with a key stop, which may put the game on ice.
What a game. All comes down to this.
Clements with Brady behind him, dual wing. Fernandez in motion to the near side. They pitch to him, then he throws an interception. Taken away by Espinal at the 40-yard line. Foot race to the far side. He's going to go out of bounds, and he's
going to call a 15-yarder there.
Hit by Morgano, well out of bounds. Espinal is still down. There was a flag on the play as well, so I think we have 2 different penalties here on the interception by Espinal.
Well, thankfully, Espinal's up for Titans.
Yeah, he's okay. He's going to run off without a problem to the near side and be greeted with a warm welcome from the home fans.
There, Nick, it's been well forgotten. A little bit of big play Novocaine right there.
Espinal, a great play to stay with the receivers. A trick play coming out of the timeout for Salem does not work. The Titans come up with their second turnover of this second half and are poised to get the ball back. But official business first as the referees huddle up on the far side of the field to discuss what I think is 2 different penalties here.
Yeah, going to be very interesting call. I mean, I don't know what you would call on the Titans to change the.
Well, unless there was a hold after the interception, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, but that still would be Titan ball,
right?
Yeah. I mean, all that matters right now is possession. That's the only thing that matters here. Doesn't matter.
The first flag was thrown at the 41-yard line, which was, I believe, thrown during the return.
Here we go. Personal foul that could change things. We're going to offset, replay the down. What's going on here?
I think they're both against Salem.
Well,
2 late hits.
No, he pointed this way.
Hold on. Got a dead ball, you're right, against Salem.
Yeah.
And then a dead ball against North. So it looks like it is offsetting, I guess.
Yeah, but what did they do with the play? He just called a first down for Salem, but the defense of Salem's out in the field. I'm confused, Nick. Now they're conferencing again. Got to get this right. Take whatever time you're necessary.
Clock stop with 2:27 left.
Salem has its defense out in the field, Nick, so I'm a little bit confused about what's going on here.
I'd be shocked if
I would
this
be
was Salem
shocked.
football.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
I think we've got probably a chop block on the return.
No, it was a head-to-head hit. It was a head-to-head hit, was one, and then the other one was personal foul, the late hit.
Yeah.
So you got a late hit, and then you got that. How they're going to work this out, I don't see how you can take the ball away from the interception, though, Nick. Right? Unless it was before the interception, which there's no.
If it was before, then that's a different story.
That's a different story, but that's no indication of that.
The flag came way out. Right. The flag came out way late.
After the interception.
Right.
Yeah.
On the return.
Yeah.
Now, this has been a lengthy discussion now at this point between this 5-man crew.
Take whatever time is necessary. Because
says you, but I'm cold and I'm ready to.
Oh, all right. Well,
move
that's
on.
a different story.
All right, here we go again. It appears like we're going to get another detailed explanation here.
Defense is still in the field.
Multiple fouls on the play. Unnecessary block by the tight end, the interception.
And then the dead ball foul.
Yeah, the dead ball foul. Yeah. Why is he saying first down to Salem? Okay, he wasn't. I'm sorry.
Two unsportsmanlike penalties will offset.
First down, Nashua. Okay. Yep. Okay. I mean, Nick, I know you're cold, right? I am too, buddy.
Yeah.
But I think to sit out there and get it done right and get it organized so
Sure.
all refs get to participate. Well done by the leader, by the referee crew to get it right. Now we can move forward. What you don't want to do is come out with a call, then have another ref run over there and say, no, that's not what I meant. Get it down, and that's exactly what they did.
Yep, good level of communication.
Well,
and North got the result that they wanted and frankly deserved there.
But back to the game, I thought that was a great call to be able to pitch it to Fernandez and have him pass it downfield, Nick. But it was a good call. But
just a better read.
Just a better read by Espinal.
Yep.
I mean, that's just all being, having your head in the game. Staying with your responsibility.
Yeah, players on both sides really well coached, and I think it showed there on the north side. Espinal rewarded with a handoff here as he piles up a few more rushing yards up the middle. Tackled near midfield, and that'll reset the clock here. Salem still
2 timeouts
with 2 left.
According to the scoreboard.
Clock running now down to 2:10. So when do you use them is now the question for Coach Abraham. He's going to let it run right now.
Well, I think because
they
got 7 yards, he's going to say, if they get a first down, I'll use them then. But I don't know, because too much time's burning off the clock.
I think you need to stop here and
I would have
then use it on 3rd and short, I would think. But let's see. Meanwhile, North going to use the entire play clock. Minute 45 now and counting. Harris Lopez ready. They hand to Espinal. He bounces it to the right side. He's wrapped up by Brady after crossing midfield. And now Salem will use the timeout. You can hear Coach Abraham from here screaming timeout from the far sideline. So that will stop the clock with 1:35 remaining. And Salem is down to their final timeout.
Well, this has been a heck of a game to watch, Nick. We had a little bit of everything.
3rd down and 3 on the way, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, had a little bit of everything. Salem had themselves a 7-0 lead. After scoring on the opening drive, they led 7-0 after 1. They looked like the team that had shown up.
Yep.
And was ready to go. But
they were.
North's offense came alive in that second quarter as they get 3 touchdowns from Curtis Harris Lopez, all in that second quarter, to take a 21-14 lead at halftime. Salem came back about midway through the third on a long run from Dante Fernandez to tie the game at 21, but then back-to-back touchdowns by North in the late third and early fourth quarters gave them a 33-21 lead. Salem came back with a long pass play to get within a touchdown again at 33-28, and that's where we are now with 1:35 to go. And Salem trying to stop things here on a 3rd down and 3. North ready to go. They put Smith in motion. They keep it with Harris Lopez on a left stretch run. Has enough for a first down and steps out of bounds.
That should do it, Nick.
If you've seen that time and time again today, that long stretch east-west run that has really worked for North.
Yeah, and he just waits for his blockers to get out. But, they have one more timeout, but that first down is essentially mathematically done it for them. And it isn't something where they need 3 points, Nick, where they get down inside the 25 and have a shot at a field goal. They got to get a touchdown. So,
well, Salem's not going to use it. They're not going to use it yet anyway.
Yeah.
The final timeout, I mean. Now a flag flies against Salem.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know. Is that against the sideline?
I think so. I think so.
Coach Abraham hot, pacing up and down over there on the far sidelines. Unhappy, apparently, with the officials. And the flag was thrown. Unsportsmanlike conduct. I have a feeling that may have gone against either Coach Abraham or his staff there. I don't think it came from the players.
No.
But the players will be penalized. That ball marked now inside the 25 to the 23-yard line of Salem.
Don't know if that was because of the out-of-bounds hit, Nick. I don't know if that was from past there. I'm not sure, but it could have been from the long conference and all of that. I don't know, but I'm a little confused about what.
Well, now the clock's running again, Steve.
Yeah.
Now that they've set up the chain gang, we're now inside of a minute here, 55 seconds and counting. Salem still with one timeout, trailing 33-28. And now some push up front. Ball never snapped. The hard count. Going to force the officials to blow the whistle again. Meanwhile, the North fans starting to openly celebrate here. Clock's still ticking.
Down 13 for the Titans.
Now, if you pick up that kind of a penalty, Steve, in the final 2 minutes, the clock may have to run. Is that correct?
Yeah, because you can't stop it because that would be benefit. Because of a personal foul, but that would be benefiting the defense that
Or
the call was against
it,
the team
right.
that made it. So you got so inside 2 minutes you don't stop it.
Yep. That's why the clock is continuing to run, and that
first down
final
pretty much
knee
did it.
is going to do it. Nashua North prevails on their home field after a slow start today. They find what they need, and they continue their championship quest. Rolling into championship weekend, still unbeaten, following a 33-28 victory over a very tough Salem Blue Devil squad.
Coach Abraham and the head referee did have a little conversation and shook hands at the end, so that was good. It's just the emotions of the end of the game, and it's so close, Nick. This game is 5 points close, but you could argue the same. It could have been 33-32. It was that tight. You got to give Salem a lot of credit for coming in here and playing a heavily favored, team against Nashua North throughout the year. But everybody knew that Salem was one of those teams that would come in and give the Titans, Nick, a tough game, and they did just that. I give Coach Abraham and that Salem Blue Devil team all the credit in the world, but at the end of the day, Coach Lorende and crew and that great group of players he's got in the field was able to be victorious today, and they deserve the honor. And as the celebration goes on, it's a well-deserved. But it isn't over yet because they got another game ahead of them if they want the whole enchilada.
All right. Let's get to some of those scores, Steve. We'll start with the aforementioned other side of the Division I bracket, the semifinal between Goffstown and Winnicott. Grizzlies held a halftime lead of 14-7. They extend that lead in the second half and take care of home field advantage, beating Winnicott 27-15 to earn another trip to the championship. So it will be Nashua North and Goffstown. A lot of people expected that really from the get-go, and sometimes that is the way it works out. So widely seen as the best two teams in Division I will meet next weekend. We're not sure where, we're not sure when. You'll have to find out from us on Monday night when we do FNL Rewind every Monday, by the way, at 5 Eastern on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media. But there it is. Goffstown, they get it done. Good season for Winnicott. Likewise with Salem bowing out in the semifinals of Division I. All right, in Division II, remember, Lebanon unfortunately had to take themselves out of the tournament. That handed Plymouth a by-default semifinal win, so Plymouth is in the D2 championship next weekend. They will face, Steve, the Sauhegan Sabres as, well, Coach Boquette and company shut out Timberlane 17-0 today to get that done. So Sauhegan,
not a surprise there either.
Plymouth, not a surprise.
And Plymouth will go into the championship.
We had them penciled really as 1 and 2 in D2 all year long, so that will be a fun one. You and I will call that one next week if we can, but we'll see about dates and times. All right, in Division III, it's all over. The Pelham Pythons have won the Division III championship 40-0 over Stevens this afternoon. A dominant display. Pelham really breezed through the schedule this year and are now a force at the D3 level, now officially the champs as well. Again, the final today over Stevens, 40-0. And congratulations to the Newport Tigers as well. Steve, as you know, that's my father's alma mater. He won a championship there back in 1973, and the Newport Tigers celebrating one in 2020 as well, a 42-0 spanking.
Wow.
Of Somersworth.
Congratulations.
In that Division IV championship. So that does it for us here at Stello Stadium. Steve, your final thoughts on, again, what was a Nashua North 33-28 victory over Salem.
Yeah, Salem came in here and got done and had it right down to the last 2 minutes of this game, Nick, that they were in this game, and give them all the credit in the world. This was an excellent football team. Best of luck to all of those senior players that will be moving on, and congratulations. I know it probably doesn't feel it right now, but congratulations to Steve Abraham and a crew for taking over for Rob Pike last year, bringing it, and having to face the Nashua North Titans was going to be a tough task. I think they lived up to proving themselves. They have nothing to be ashamed of. So all you Blue Devil fans out there, thanks for joining us, obviously, and congratulations on a tremendous year. As far as Nashua was concerned, Nick, I don't think this was their best performance that I've seen them in the game, but I think a lot of that was because the Blue Devils are just that good. We'll see a burner next week between number 1 and 2 rated all year long, the Goffstown Grizzlies against North. It's going to be a heck of a game. I'm excited to call that game with you. And congratulations to Coach Lorente and all of the and to Lisa and all of the people in Nashua North that have lived up to the challenge of living up to the challenge of being number 1 so far. Can't wait for it, Nick.
Well, we want to thank Lisa Gingras and her staff here in Nashua for rolling out the red carpet for us, making things easy as usual. We appreciate Lisa and her cooperation, and our friends over at ETV, Pete Johnson, always a friendly face when we come down here. We appreciate him as well. And, of course, our new partners with the NFHS as well. That includes Don Boyle and his staff, so we appreciate them. And, of course, our friends up in Concord as well, Shannon Quinn and the rest of the staff at the NHIAA office. Look forward to working with them again next weekend. For our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, John Barron down there in the trench doing a great job behind the video lens. Also Matt Beals as well. Our director is Ben Beals doing a great job up here in the top row. He's got his own little office now as well. And, of course, Steve Beals of Beals Insurance, my partner, making it all possible. My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Nashua North 33, Salem 28. This has been a presentation of the NHIAA semifinals on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. So long, folks.